Literally, I have had guys on sales calls with my team, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm just deathly afraid that I'm gonna have a heart attack, and if I continue going down the road that I'm going down, I believe that I'm gonna die." And they'll be like, "Well, how long do you think you have?" They're like, literally, like, "I'll probably have a heart attack within a year." And they're like, "Okay, like let's have an honest look at your finances. Okay, so you're spending X on this, you're spending on this, $1,000 a month on fast food, tobacco, and alcohol," and they won't commit to themselves. They'll be like, "No, I can't justify the money for a fitness coach."
Cool, dude. Taylor, it's been good watching you over the years, man. Been cool getting to know you now that you're here in Boisean. I don't know what to call it. Idahoan. Let's go Idahoan.
Local Idahoan.
Yeah.
As of 7 months ago.
Yeah, dude. It's been dope. How you liking it so far?
I freaking love it, bro. This place is a godsend, dude. It's just cool. Like, you get weather, you get seasons, the people are dope. Like, everything seems like it's new. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of like the shopping centers and stuff. So it's got kind of like that, like a little bit of back home.
Yeah.
You know, but then like you could drive 5 minutes and you're around cows. And I just drove past 15 minutes of freaking wheat fields and tractor. There was a big old tractor, like sprayer that drove across the road in front of me, you know? Sick.
Yeah. Like, I think you only have to go through one stoplight to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet. I like it here. I've been here since I think it was 2007, and that was in Salt Lake before, so that was a big city.
Is that where you were raised?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motown.
I lived in Lehigh for a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My sister lives she lives right outside Lehigh now. It's like not Spanish Fork, Eagle Mountain.
American Fork? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
When did you live there?
2015 and 16.
Okay.
Like I spent like September till, I don't know, Christmas time, March, April, and then came back.
You were just working there?
Yeah, I had a buddy that so I got into construction, I got into grading 2000. Well, what year was it? Yeah, 14, 15. Yeah, so 2014, 15, it was still like kind of slow. I'd work for a company, I'd get hired. As soon as that job was over, they were like, "We'll call you if we need you," kind of thing. So I'm like, damn. So this job was ending, and I met a guy through a girl that I knew that I got into construction with her dad. So I helped him build like his whole ranch because his daughters like taught horseback riding. They did competitions. He owned a landscaping business, but he like built the ranch. And so I helped him build the ranch on the weekends. So through his daughter, Nicole, I met this guy, James, who traveled around the country and built like horse jumps. You know how they like jump
like
over
equestrian
they jump over the barrels and they like jump over the water deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do the dressage where they like put the tuxedo on and do all that. I think it's gay, but
Yeah.
so he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to Arizona and work for me?" I'm like, "Sure." So the freaking cowboy from Canada, right? Dude, me and that dude would smoke like a carton of cigarettes, and just mine was Jack and his was vodka, and we'd just be like orange juice like all day long, dude. It was just it was cowboy. But I met this guy that was an ex-world champion bull rider, and I loved like rodeo stuff. Like I wanted to be a cowboy and a farmer since I was a little kid. And so he's like, "Yeah, dude, I have a spare bedroom. Just come stay with me." I'm like, "How much?" He's like, "For free." Okay.
Yeah.
So I just moved to Utah. Like I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm like, "Dude, I need beer money." So I like walked across the street like a month or two in to this construction site where it was here, right? It was a field that cattle were grazing in. They tore it out and they put homes in. I just walked across the street and I'm like, "Hey, you guys need any hands?" And he's like, "Oh, you got a vest on? You're hired." I'm like, "That's how easy it is to do it here?" Or maybe it was my hard hat. He's like, "Yeah, I can't even get these guys to put on a hard hat and a vest." I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, prerequisite, baby. Let's go." I made foreman in like a month, you know? And I just did that the rest of the time. And then I kind of realized, I'm like, what am I doing out here, bro? Like, no idea what I'm doing. So I just moved back home. But short little stint, got to do a little roping and do a little steer wrestling and got on a couple bulls. It was fun.
Got to live out your dreams. Want to be a cowboy for a little bit.
Little bit, yeah.
Had the stash for it.
I know.
Did you have a stash for it then?
Yes. I had the stash, but I also had this.
Oh.
It was about that long. It's terrible. My wife actually, she married me with that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, dude, let's just jump into it. Where are you from and all that? I'd like to know the backstory of Taylor.
Dago, San Diego, California. Born and raised. Spent 33 years there. Awesome. Loved it.
Yeah.
Never thought I was going to leave. Yeah. I wasn't like, I surfed a little bit in high school, but I was never like the beachy, like surfer guy or whatever. But I do like the area. I feel like a lot of people like where they grow up just because it's familiar to them, you know, but I still like it down there. Let's see, homeschooled most of my life.
Oh, for real?
Yep. Yeah. My mom taught me and my brother and sister for a really, really long time. I think 5th or 6th grade, I started doing like a charter school. So we'd go a couple days a week and then homeschool the rest of the time. High school, I went every day, like, but it wasn't like a regular high school. It was like a tech. It was called High Tech High.
Okay.
There was a lot of like computers involved and like technology and stuff, and it was very liberal. And as soon as I hit, I think it was my senior year, and they told us like, you guys have to be here all day unless I think you could, like, if you had a job, it didn't matter. They were like, unless you were taking college courses. I remember it was day one in front of the whole class, like 30 people. I'm like, that's gay. And the teacher was just like, oh my God, here we go. That same day, I told my mom, like, I'm transferring to a different school. Like, I'm not freaking doing this. And so I went to this other school, and I only had to go like one period a day. And then I got to work for my dad doing construction. And I also worked at Hot Topic in the mall.
Oh, sick.
The only place that would hire me, bro. I literally applied to the local McDonald's in Bonsall, where I'm from, the pizza place, a bunch of places in the mall. There's a bunch of random places, you know, because my dad's like, you need to just go find something that's not working for me. But I still worked for him the whole time. I had a ladder rack on my truck when I was 16.
What do you do? Construction?
Construction.
Okay.
Yeah. So like carpentry.
Yeah.
And then ended up not wanting to do that. So then I became a framer. So I actually, dude, I've been like all over. I moved to Montana when I was like 19 to go live in a trailer, like a camper trailer, and build apartments because back at that time in 2012, oil was going crazy. It's still going crazy in North Dakota, but those dudes had nowhere to live, right? People were charging like $1,000 a month to live in a single bedroom in a basement in North Dakota.
Mhm.
And then they had the man camps.
Yeah.
So this dude that we knew, I think he was like a billionaire. My parents knew him from Bible study. They're like, yeah, he bought land. He bought an old bowling alley in Podunk, 2,000 population town in Montana, like 15 minutes from Canada. And he's going to convert it into apartments. So I went and I learned how to be a framer up there. And then I came back to California and I did like custom home framing. So like really high end, like Rancho Santa Fe, La Jolla, big open beam stuff. They like imported these beams from Europe and like we installed them and like just cranes and crazy stuff. But that hurt my back. So I was like, oh, I'll get into heavy equipment. So I had a dude that was, he went to our church and he taught like the high school group. I'm like, hey, dude, you work for Caterpillar, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you know any like grading outfits? He's like, yeah. He shot me a number. I got hired like Monday. I'm like, dope. And the guy's like, bring your bags. I'm like, bring my bags. I'm a tractor guy now, right? They're going to be running equipment. He goes, no. You need to learn how to check grade. You need to like probably be a laborer first. But they put me with a D8 dozer bringing down slopes as a grade checker my first day in the dirt. So I was a grade checker for a long time. And then I got in the equipment. But it turns out checking grade with your bags on and equipment still hurts your back. So it wasn't really much of a win. But it was a cool experience.
So you've been all over the place then, huh?
Bro, I worked for the horse guy, Washington State, not Montana, Washington State, Colorado, Utah, Arizona. We drove through like Idaho and Montana, but I don't think we ever did any jobs there.
And you weren't union, right? You were just doing it by yourself or what?
For the horse deal?
Or just like all these jobs, you're not, or were you a union worker?
I was union for the last couple years of my dirt moving career.
So I hear a lot of people like that they're in the union, they're moving, but okay.
Yeah. So I moved around doing that, Montana, and then came back, was doing grading, because like it was kind of in the not in the middle, like during a period of my grading career is when I went and worked for the horse guy, came back, and then I just did dirt work ever since. And I got into the union 2019. So 19 to 2023 when I quit my job, I was a union guy.
Oh, okay.
Local 12.
Cool. So you mentioned a few times about church growing up and stuff. Was your parents very into faith growing up then?
Yeah, so my dad's parents were missionaries, and then my parents were believers, and so I just grew up going to church like since I was born.
So it's been a big pillar in your life then.
Yeah, sometimes bigger than others, you know? I
Yeah.
feel like when you're brought up in it,
Yeah.
it kind of comes and goes in waves.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, I know, but like I'm still gonna go do like what my friends want to do.
Yeah.
But I think I really got serious about it in 2020, just because everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with the Book of Revelation. I'm like, yeah, let me like dig back into this.
Yeah.
Like I need to be in the Word every day. And I found this dude. It was Oak Hills Bible Church in Texas. His name was Louis Armstrong. Super good pastor. He passed away. But I listened to him. Started with Revelation, just listened to every other study that he did, and got like way back into it again. Now it's like, you know, I've cleaned up a lot.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. What was it that your parents wanted to homeschool you for? Was it just the way that they were brought up, or did they just not like the California system there, or what?
I don't even know. I don't really think it had much to do with the school system. It wasn't as bad then as it is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what they chose to do.
Do you have siblings?
Yep. I'm one of 5.
Oh, dang. All
So
right.
2 biological. I have a biological brother, biological sister that's younger than him, and then 2 sisters that are adopted from China.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I actually got to go to China when I was like 13.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was that like a missions trip that turned into an adoption trip, or how'd that
No.
work?
My mom wanted to adopt for a long time because they had a law in China where you can only have 1 kid,
Yeah.
and nobody wanted girls because
Right.
boys, like, they would carry on the family name. That's a
Yeah.
big thing for them. But also, like, the boy, the man, would take care of the parents. So, like, girls in the delivery room, they would have a bucket of water. And you can use your imagination what they would do with it if the kid came out and was a girl and the parents were like, or they would take the girl because they didn't want to use the bucket, and then they would just drop them off wrapped up in a basket, like on the orphanage doorstep, or people would find babies in dumpsters.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible, dude. So
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of stuff like that you can only have like the rule, but I didn't know like that they would go that extremes.
it was legit, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I have 2 sisters from China. I got to go when they got the first one. She's like 20, 21 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that work out? You just find out that someone's having a baby, and then
The orphanages were just freaking
Oh, they're just
overcrowded.
packed.
Yeah. So
they make it pretty hard to adopt kids, though, and especially overseas. Would it be even harder?
it's expensive.
Yeah.
I know that. But there's also like plenty of people that are, you know, the same gender that are doing it. But
Yeah.
you have to go through a pretty rigorous like background check type deal, you know, and it
Yeah.
costs a lot. But yeah.
Oh yeah. California.
A
A lot of.
China.
No, I know. You were just saying the same gender, so I was like, huh. California
Oh,
checks
probably
out.
from
Yeah.
California. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the so my parents stayed in touch with the people from the adoption group for a long time, but they ended up falling out just because they were like, dude, these people are so freaking liberal. Like, we just anytime we're together, we just argue. And like we would see what they post on Facebook, and they're just like, "Oh my god, we like can't even be friends with these people. Like, there's just like we have nothing in common, you know?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I never even heard of anybody that's actually adopted from China.
Mm-hmm.
How'd they like it over here now? I mean, do they ever have questions or?
Well, the younger one was a little bit older when she was adopted, so I think she has more questions
Okay.
and more kind of curiosity.
It wasn't like an infant at infant stage or whatever.
The older one, her name is Esty. She was, I think, only like 9 months. Like, I remember we got her and I gave her her first bottle,
Yeah.
like with us. Like, so she was still being like bottle fed.
Oh, okay.
And then Chloe, the youngest, she was, I think, almost 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so she still actually has, I think, like memories.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
like when you're 2, you can't
Yeah.
really remember much. But like there's stuff I think that'll pop up and be
Did you guys
like,
get them both at the same time?
no, they were a couple years apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was that trip to China like?
It was dope, dude. It's crazy. Like, I've been to Beijing, Chongqing, Xi'an. I peed off the Great Wall of China. Apologies to the Chinese government. Probably go to jail forever if they found out. Like while I was there. Yeah, so we got to see the Great Wall, ate a bunch of good food. Dude, there was like this one time. Chongqing is like built on like just crazy like hills, right? And like if you watch any like documentaries on it, you'll like walk in on the ground floor of a building and you'll like walk out the door on the other side and you're like 20 stories in the air. Like it's just built on all these crazy hills. But some lady had like high centered her car on like some parking block or something like that on a hill. And so my dad and a couple other guys went over to like help her like push it off, you know. She got out of the car and tried to help. So they got it, and then the car is rolling down this hill. And at the bottom of the hill, there's the road like turned 90 degrees, and there's like a square where everyone just like is hanging out. So my dad is running down this hill, chasing this freaking car down, gets around the door, jumps in, and like hits the brake. And my mom is just like, his name's Brett. Brett, like just screaming at him. What are you doing? He's like, I just had to stop the car. She's like, you could have freaking died. We just got this baby. I'm all by myself in a foreign country. Like, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Sorry, just instinct, you know?
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Some men have that fight or flight, and some people really are not good in that situation.
Some people just stare.
Oh, dude, I just seen a video of like there was a drive-by shooting happening or something, and
Saw it too.
Did you seen
I
that
was
video?
about to bring it up. The mom leaves the kids and runs inside that video, right?
Yeah.
And the dad's just like,
And the neighbor kid runs across the street.
watches like the 5-year-old kid run across the street with all this gunfire. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, what a terrible parent.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, I saw that same video.
Some kids or some people just don't have that instinct.
Mm-mm.
I seen that a lot working in the prison. You would see like something pop off, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I don't want him on my team."
Yeah, seriously.
He's gonna have your back.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. So once you get into your adult life, when did you meet your wife?
Met my wife in 2017. She was like at my house, like family little barbecue going down. I was on a motorcycle ride, and it's funny, totally serendipitous, right? Like we weren't probably supposed to meet. Well, we were, but I was on a motorcycle ride, and the plan was to go get lunch. And I'm with dude, and he's like, shoot, bro, you know what? I got to get back. I'm like, all right, cool. So I just rode home. But she was at the Parker Float in Arizona, and like, I guess there was drama. She was with a bunch of girls, and like, they were like, drank all of her booze, and like, people were staying in her room that like didn't pay, but like she paid a bunch, and she's like, F this, dude, this is dumb. So like, I'm going to come back. So she wound up in my house. So I walked through the door, like not expecting anything. And I'm like, oh my God, like who's this angel in a bikini with crazy like blonde hair, just like beautiful, standing across from my kitchen island right now, you know? And she told me a couple weeks later or whatever, she's like, when you walk through that door with the freaking leather and like the hair and like the mustache, I was just like, oh my God. And so I was like, so it was love at first sight. She's like, for sure. I was like, all right, me too. But we met in June of 17. We were looking at rings in July. We got engaged in August, pregnant in September, and then we got married in November. And so I think this year will be our 10th wedding anniversary.
Sick.
Or 9th. I did math. No, I guess next year will be the 10th. It'll be the 9th in November.
Right on, dude. That's quick.
Mm-hmm. That's how we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I was with my wife for 6 years before we got married. 2 kids.
Sweet.
We were engaged for 4 of those years. I was just dragging, dude. I'm like, my dad had been divorced like 3 times by the time I got out of high school. I was like, I'm not sure about this marriage thing.
That'll offset your desire to want to do it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you get to show the example, right, of like a proper way to do it.
Yeah.
So your daughters are going to be like, woohoo.
Yeah, we were just talking about, where were we talking about that at? Like some of the oh, it was yesterday at the juvenile corrections. We were talking to the kids about that. Like sometimes the pain that you go through isn't for you, it's for other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so that you can relate to other people's pain that they're going through and how you got through it rather than like how it was for you. So sometimes God uses your pain for others' good.
Mm-hmm. Dude, look at the Bible. Look at how many of those dudes went through like crazy pain, but to teach us really important lessons, you know?
Yeah.
Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, freaking Lot.
Yeah.
Job.
Dude, it's wild. I haven't read the whole Bible. Don't ruin it for me, but
it's all right. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Don't give me spoilers. But yeah, just like Keith talking about Joseph, like really makes you think about like how he was at the highest of the high and then the lowest and then the high and the low and then still had faith the whole time through it. It would have been so easy just to take the victim, like, why me? And I'm sure at some point, like, you can question God, but he still had faith, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting just to see that if he would have given up at any of those points and not had faith, like to get to the point where he needed to, like, sold into slavery, going to
Bro,
jail, people forgetting
wrongfully
about him.
convicted, like, of
Yeah,
something that he didn't do, but then he
yeah,
was literally number 2 in charge of, like, the
right.
populated world at that point,
Yeah.
basically.
It's wild, man, but it's interesting. I think it's easier to go through some stuff in life, those humbling situations, the dry seasons, whatever, once you have faith in your life. And you're like, okay, I know there's a reason for this.
For sure. I think about that a lot too. We've had a lot of death in our families
Hmm.
lately, like the last couple years, and I'm just like, dude, like people without faith, like how would they cope? You know? Or like the hard times that we've been through, like I have something to look at and go like, dude, Job went through way worse. Joseph went through way worse. Like what am I complaining about, you know? But also too, like you don't grow from the good times. The good
Right.
times don't teach you anything.
Yeah, you don't see anywhere in the Bible where God's like, just be comfortable,
Yeah, just chill.
just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, as for you as like an online fitness coach, I mean, it's got to be a chill life. You have no problems, right? It must be nice.
Yeah, it's so cool all the time.
What's been some of the just the struggles that like either starting your own business or things on the back end that people don't see? Like they might see like all your YouTube stuff or whatever, like of all the cool cars and houses and everything, but like people only see a lot of times the good. They don't see the struggle behind the scenes, the late nights, that's what I like about Alex Hormozy when he just like shows the screenshots. Like I had nothing in my account, I lost it all. I had millions of dollars and lost it all. Like, and those I think are cool to be able to tell people and show. Like, nah, man, like you might think that it must be nice or whatever, but no.
People don't know, bro. It comes at a cost, like it takes a lot of your time, takes time away from your wife, from your kids.
Well, I guess
But
before we get into that, I'd like to just figure out too, like how you got into fitness.
oh yeah, that's a funny story. I just remember it was probably 2014 and I was working for a grading company with a buddy of mine. I'd got him a job there and just one day I just looked at him. I'm like, "Bro, let's get buff." That's literally what I said. I had this is going to sound gay. What's his name, dude? He was in that movie Vin Diesel.
Uh,
I just had him in my mind. His freaking chest, bro, in that tank top was like massive.
like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that. So I'm like, let's get buff. He's like, yeah, yeah. Cause him and I, like, we would drink all the freaking time. I'd go over to his house every weekend, smoke cigarettes and drink and just be stupid, right? I'm like, let's like do something different. So that day I like went to NutriShop and I'm talking to the dude and I bought like a protein powder. I'm like sick. And I went home and I hit my parents' Bowflex and they had like a little dumbbell set. And like that was it. Like he stopped probably a week later and I just never stopped. And then another buddy of mine turned me on to Rich Piana. I was
Yeah.
like, game over, dude. Freaking YouTube, like every day, Machiavelli motivation videos, like while I'm
Okay.
meal prepping, just watching like Phil Heath and Jay Cutler like make their chicken and Ronnie Coleman. Yeah. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
buddy.
yeah, this is it, dude. This is my
Yeah.
life. And so ever since then, dude, just been meal prepping, lifting. And I went through about 8 years of like perma bulk. And I thought you had to grow into a good physique, but I didn't know that like, I'm eating 6,000 calories a day. Like, why don't I look good yet?
Yeah.
Rich Piana just says you got to eat more, eat more.
Right.
Once I lost about 50 pounds of fat, I was like, oh, I look better at like 195 lean than I did at 250.
You were 250.
I got up to 250 eating 6,000 calories a day.
You got to be dirty bulking. You can't be eating that clean at 6,000 calories.
I mean, it was pretty clean, bro. So
Really?
let me walk you guys through what I was doing to myself. Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's hear this meal plan.
I'd get up in the morning, 1 cup of dry oats, which if you've ever cooked a cup of dry oats, that's a lot. Peanut butter, jelly, maple syrup, smash that. While I'm eating that, I have a 6-egg omelet going in a pan with like, I would put cheese in there and I would do like a lot of times I'd have like bacon. I'd cook a couple strips of bacon. I'd put that in there. I would have like, green onions, put it on the plate, sour cream, right? Just tons of fat. I
Yeah.
needed the calories.
Yeah, my macros are just like counting in here.
Dude, microwaving a potato. So and then I'd like do a little butter in the pan and like to like crisp it. So I'd have a 6-egg omelet with cheese and bacon, a baked potato, like cooked in butter to crisp it up with my cup of oats with peanut butter, jelly, and maple syrup. Then once I got to work, I'd have a shake. It was 1 or 2 scoops of protein. I can't remember with like a cup of the Gerber baby rice cereal. that Wes Watson talked about, right? In
Yeah.
the blue container. And that was just thick, you know? I would have 2 thermoses with full fat 8812 ground beef. So I would cook the ground beef and I remember like dumping the liquid like into my thermoses, you know, with a ton of rice. It's probably like 2 cups dry of rice, like just while I was at work. And I'd have either 2 or 3 of those. Come home, dinner was usually chicken and rice or potatoes. Um, and then I would have, I think I was doing the Greek yogurt and protein powder at the time. Like I wanted to puke all day, every day, but the scale was going up and that's what I wanted to see. So I made myself fat. I never got fat through lack of discipline. I was tracking my macros to make sure I was hitting at least 5 to 6,000 calories. Like that's why I used my Fitness Pal in
How
the
many
beginning.
grams of protein were you eating? Or
Don't
you just
e-
going for calories?
I don't even remember, bro.
Just
It was
going for calories.
over 200
Yeah,
easily,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, but carbs were high, fat was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
You should do a day in the old life of you and just make it all again on your.
I don't even think I could eat it all, bro. It was so crazy. But yeah, that's what I did. But I benched like 425. My deadlift wasn't impressive. I think 505 was like my max deadlift. Squat was even less impressive, like maybe like 385.
At what point did you want to just cut your fat then?
Well,
Like cut your body fat?
So 2022, I got like pretty lean. I did like intermittent fasting. You know, guys just go extreme.
Yeah.
I just like cut carbs. I was eating like scrambled eggs and ground beef, right? And I was intermittent fasting and I would get so hangry, bro. I was such a dick until noon because I was just hurting. And then I would have scrambled eggs and ground beef. And I had like a decent little 6-pack, but I feel like I lost a lot of muscle mass doing that. I was probably just super flat because I wasn't eating a lot of carbs. And then 2023, I signed up with a fitness coach and he put me on actual macros. And then I was able to hit like, I think I was like 230 when I signed up. I hit like 195, but like I was looking good.
What was it made you want to hire a coach?
Wes Watson, like listening to him, I remember driving home from work one day and he wasn't even talking about fitness. He was talking about money, about how men that don't have money are like less than. And I was like broke at the time, like in debt, just like driving my stupid truck that I still love, Whitey, right? But like the thing when you have to drive it and it breaks down on you on the side of the road and like you don't have money to fix it.
It's
and
not
like,
nostalgic when you have to drive it.
hey babe, can you come pick me up in your car with like the newborn and the 2-year-old so that I can go get my Harley and you guys can do whatever and I can ride it to O'Reilly's, ride it back to or I guess I would ride it home, have her drive me back to my truck and fix it on the side of the road because the vacuum pump went out or the alternator or whatever. But yeah, I'm driving that truck and he's like, some guy wanted to sign up for my program to learn how to make $100,000 a month. The dude didn't even have $3,000. $3,000. I wish I could find this video.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, real men have 30 grand. He's like, real men have 300 grand. And I was like, oh,
I remember hearing those videos. Yeah.
he's right, dude. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not providing for my family the way that I need to. But here I am, like, there's always beer in the fridge. You know, I'm like 5 figures in debt, driving this stupid truck. I don't like my job. Like, what am I doing? So that day, I was like, dude, I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to lift in the morning, right? No more alcohol. Like, we're locking in. So did that. Couple months later, I saw my first mentor. He went to Wes's first mastermind. I saw him on YouTube. Like, I know that guy from Instagram. Like, we talk Harleys and bullwhips and, you know, like the biker stuff. Like, we chopped it up. Like, dude, let me hit this guy up. He's like, yeah, bro, like I'm doing what Wes does. And he's like, he sold me on the smallest amount of money ever. He's like, bro, I'm making like 500 to like 1,500 extra dollars a month. And I'm like, oh, are you serious, bro? Dude, put me on. Like, show me what's up. Teach me how to be a fitness coach. And so I actually like didn't get a coach to get fit. I got a coach to make money. So I started like, boom, started my page, started posting, started tracking my macros. Shortly after, like still cutting down from being bulked up, like, hey, I'm taking clients. But I did have people asking for the couple of months in between, like, hey, do you do coaching? Because I started posting my workouts at 3 o'clock in the morning, talking about like just perspective on food and trying to teach about macros. So I already had people hitting me up So I'm like, dude, now it's time to like monetize and do this legit. But that's why I hired a coach. Not because I was so unhappy and disappointed with my body and my physique and my confidence and stuff. Like I was cool on that. I needed money.
Yeah.
And then I made almost 10 grand my first month.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Crazy. It was a different time back in 2023, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less saturated.
I think we were still coming off the 2020, 2021 lockdown. Like a lot of people were looking for online stuff,
Oh, true.
you
Yeah.
know, and a lot of people like,
Had that COVID-20 hanging on their body.
yeah, but then too, like, since my coach was closely associated with Wes, I would get DMs 10 times a day. Bro, you and this guy and Wes, like, you
Yeah.
guys just motivate me. So I kind of got like sucked into that little ecosystem right there. And part of that kind of helped me, I feel like, blow
Yeah.
up my page a little bit. And
Well, I think environment in general, like the people you hang around, you will either be the fifth loser, or, you know, it's like you hang around 4 other losers, you'll be the fifth, or whatever the saying is. And
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like if you hang around 4 other high achievers, you're going to be the fifth.
mm-hmm.
So just like that was what Wes used to talk about the law of exposure. Like once you see something, you can't unsee it.
Can't be unexposed.
Yeah. Yeah. I hired Wes in 2023. I remember I was on my way back. I was on the prison bus. We stopped in Cottonwood, and I texted my wife. I was like, I think I need to do this. I need to get my life in track. You know, for me, it was like $1,400 for 6 months of training with him, and that was a lot of money for us. And it's still, I mean, it's a good chunk of money. And my wife, bless her heart, she's like, well, as long as you stick to it, I'm okay with it, you know. But like, you have to do it. Like, you've quit on yourself before. Freaking go through with it and do it. She was pregnant at the time with our 4th kid, and that was already scary to me because we already had an autistic kid, and I didn't want to have another kid after that because I was worried about having another autistic kid. And then she's like, you got to make this work. Like, you got to become the best version of you, man. And yeah, so I think back then it was like he gave you a phone number, you just text. It wasn't even like he said he was doing it himself. I don't know if he was or not, but he's like, text me and I'll send you the link. And yeah, I just did it. And then I think I started like May 1st of 2023 and then dropped 40 pounds in like 5 months.
Nice.
5-6 months, something like that. And then
yeah,
dude, it was a different time. I remember sitting in the prison and we in between doing tier checks, my buddy and I'd be watching Wes Watson at the park bench tables. Yeah. And we were just like, dude, look at this inmate. He used to be an inmate. You know, he was in California. We never knew him, but it was just interesting that I was like a CO in a prison and I'm listening to a mentor that used to be an inmate. And then I hopped on his program and, you know, I was doing like, I remember I texted him one time on the Trainerize app and I was like, hey, I'm on the road. I can't work out. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't have a floor. You can do 300 burpees. And I was like, fuck, all right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, you know, it was a perspective change and like obviously he's made some different choices now, but I'm so grateful for what he helped me do and lose weight and change my life. And so like people make mistakes, whatever, but you still gotta recognize proof where proof is due, you know, or credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm big about is like people make mistakes and stuff, but if they've done me good and they've helped me change my life, I can't forget about that. So,
Dude, that dude has changed a lot of lives, bro.
mhm.
But you want to take it back to the Bible, bro. Like, if we can't listen to people that make mistakes, like, we should never listen to, you know, anything that David wrote.
Right.
David freaking
Solomon.
knocked up Bathsheba and killed her husband, dude. Uriah the Hittite. Like, look at the Apostle Paul. He was Saul. He was murdering Christians. He is the rock that the church was founded on. You know, like, a lot of people have made mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, I think Peter, the pastor at the church in California called him Pedro, which just cracked me up. But he's like, yeah, dude, Pedro. He's like, he denied Christ 3 times. He's like, what did he say? Remember, Jesus was like, oh, I'm going to be killed, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, God forbid. And he's like, get behind me, Satan. You know what I mean? Like, people make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say about Wes, bro, is he's changed tons of lives.
Yeah.
Tons of lives, millions more than he has hurt. But like, drugs are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I have to say to that.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad, bro. Like, he went back to that, and then boom, life started falling apart.
Yeah.
You know?
That was his big thing was like drop all your vices. And that was a big one for me was like, what's a vice? Okay, obviously, yeah, I was a big drinker, but porn was a big one for me. Like, cause yeah, you're just like, you got that lust, and I wasn't in faith then at all, but like, yeah, that was a big one. Smoking, drugs, whatever. I was working at the prison, so I couldn't really do a lot of drugs because they would test for me, and I had a CDL, so that
That's
helped me
big
too.
time. Yeah.
But even then, I was drinking so much, man.
Yeah.
And which is interesting because if you have a CDL, you go from a .08 to a .05 for a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's all these different things that he definitely helped me out. But the vices one was a big one. Like okay, so what's a vice? Anything that after you're done doing it, you feel ashamed of.
Instant gratification that leads to regret.
Yeah.
Yep.
You wake up the next morning after drinking, like, oh, why did I do that?
And then by Friday, you're like, whoa, where are we going?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You get done watching porn, like, what the fuck? Why did I watch this? And you're like,
that post-nut clarity.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, bro.
Yeah. I like that. Cat Williams is like, if you ever think about cheating on your wife, go rub one out real quick, and then you get that post-nut clarity. Man, I love this woman. I'm not doing that.
That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah. No, yeah, hiring a mentor is the best thing you can do, though, because they're going to show you things that you would have never even thought of, opening that world. And there is a correlation between your physical body and the way that people perceive you. Like, unfortunate world that we live in, but you are judged instantly.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's like human psychology, bro. Like, that person obviously doesn't take care of themselves. Is that person trustworthy? Probably not. They don't trust, like, they lie to themselves. Why wouldn't they lie to you? Because no fat person's like, yeah, dog, I'm gonna get as fat as I can. Well, maybe with social media, bro, you find some crazy stuff. I think there are some people like that.
Those mukbang videos.
Yeah, but they don't, like, nobody really wants to be like that.
No.
Hey, you have a choice tomorrow. When you wake up, do you want to be fatter and more broke, or do you want to be less fat and less broke? Everybody's going to choose less fat and less broke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody in any country, in any walk of life is going to choose that. And so, oh, dude, this year's going to be different. Okay, well, you just lied to yourself, bro, because you haven't made any changes to make this year better than last,
Yeah. I've literally told people on a phone call before, like, you know what? I just don't think you're in enough pain to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, come back after you talk to a doctor and he told you, like, if you don't lose 40 pounds, you're going to die and you're not going to be able to walk your kids down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to take something.
Some people literally aren't in enough pain, bro. It kind of takes getting to that rock bottom point where it's like, dude, I'll do anything. That's why when I signed up with my first mentor, bro, and this goes into like spending money on yourself and like really taking it seriously, I spent thousands. I was 5 figures in debt. I spent thousands on a credit card to sign up with my first mentor. And he did more for my mindset than anything else.
Yeah. Mindset's huge, man. Like, you could be doing all the right things, but not have the right mindset, and that money is going to go money out just as quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the right mindset around it.
Yeah. Alex Hormozy talked about that lady that just couldn't lose the weight, like back when he was doing the gym thing.
Yeah.
Have you heard that story?
Yeah.
She's like, this just doesn't work for me. Like, I just, I'm not the type of person that he's pulled her aside. Listen, you can keep saying that and like, you can be right.
Yeah.
But what if you just changed your mindset and said, like, this is going to work for me and I'm going to put everything that I have into it and, like, I am the person that this works for? She lost the weight and then she became, like, the best salesperson for his program because it works.
Yeah.
It's just changed her mindset,
Mindset's just a huge thing, man. That was a big thing that I'm so grateful for back in 2023. I was on the prison bus and you have nothing but time, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just listen to books and podcasts and everything, and that just changed my mindset so much. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Highly recommend anybody that. Like, I got done reading that book, came home, talked to my wife, and then it was like 7 in the morning after I got done with the gym, and she's just barely waking up, and I was like, 2 years and I'm out from the prison. She's like, it's 7 in the morning, Matt. Why are you freaking throwing this on me right now? And I'm like, just read this book, and she actually ended up reading it. She's like, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's huge, bro. The Millionaire Booklet by Grant Cardone is another great place to start for books.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
It's good.
What's it?
Short little read, paperback. It's The Millionaire Booklet, Grant Cardone, like multi-billionaire dude, real estate guy. Like, you've heard of Grant, right?
Yeah.
Sales and everything else, but basically he just breaks down the math. He's like, dude, it's $200 from X amount of people. It's $5,000 from X amount of people. He's like, let's break down the math. He's like, see, you're not as far away from $1 million as you think you are.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's a really good book. Short little read. It's on Audible, you know.
Didn't he do that undercover millionaire thing where they
think he
put him
did.
in the middle of nowhere and he became a millionaire within like 90 days and nobody knew it. He had to use a new name and everything. It wasn't like nobody knew him. And
Bro, have you heard like the whole, if you took all the money away from everybody and redistributed it evenly within like a year or within a couple of months, like all the money would be back in the same pockets and all the poor people would be poor again?
oh, really?
Yeah.
It makes sense because it's like people that win the lottery and don't understand how to handle money and then they're broke within like a year or two, I think is on average.
Jim Rohn, bro, from Caldwell, Idaho.
Really?
Jim Rohn, one of the best
I love Jim Rohn.
one of the best speakers I've ever heard. He said his mentor, Dr. Shove, or Mr. Shove, I think his name was, told Jim, he's like, become a millionaire. Not because of the money. He's like, once you get the money, you can give it away, but because of what it'll make of you.
Yeah, I remember hearing that part.
And then he said, and I don't know if this is a Jim line or his mentor, but if you acquire $1 million, the best, smartest thing you could do is become a millionaire as fast as you can so you can keep the money. Because just because you have $1 million doesn't make you a millionaire, bro. Like if your money habits and mindset aren't in the right spot.
Yeah, that's so good. I didn't know he was from Caldwell.
Well, I haven't verified that. No, I think I watched a video where he said it, but my real estate agent, she's like, oh yeah, Jim Rohn, he's one of my faves. He's from Caldwell. Like, no way.
Perfect. That seems verified to me then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Jim Rohn, Myron Golden, Alex Ramosi, obviously. You know what's funny is I used to be like a big Dave Ramsey guy.
Oh boy, I never got into Dave Ramsey.
So like I would say for anybody that doesn't have any idea about money or how to handle money, it's good. But then once you get that little bit of like discipline for holding on to money and budgets and not understand or not just blowing your money, move on to other people and understand the difference between like a asset debt and liability debt.
Yeah. And then don't listen to him again.
And then don't listen to him. Yeah.
I don't subscribe to the Dave Ramsey thing. I think a lot of people are just so effed that they need to start with something like that,
Right.
you know? But
well, I think there's a big correlation between debt and being fat.
Oh, dude.
They're both under a budget, right? So you're just going to be spending a bunch of money without thinking about how much you actually have. So now you're just going in debt.
Yep.
Same thing about calories. You're going to be just eating a bunch of calories without knowing how much you actually can do without starting to store this is fat, which fat is debt.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a big correlation, you know, I would say between America being so fat and also America being so in debt. I don't know. You don't see a lot of fat people in China.
Dude, right? Or Japan or anything like that. No, it's like 75+% of Americans are overweight or obese, but also the majority of Americans, I want to say 10,000, but I think it's $1,000. I think the majority of Americans literally don't have $1,000 saved.
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned because in my content, I'll talk about money a lot. And part of the reason is because like I know that money is such an important tool. Like, and people don't have it, but they just like blow it off. Like, oh, you're just materialistic. It's like, no, like literally every decision that you make in your entire life, like is determined by money and the amount of money that you have. And like the opportunities that you have, the impact that you can have, whether it's a philanthropic impact that you want to have or a calamity that your family or family member experiences, like you can actually take care of it, whether it's generosity, you know, you want to treat your friends to dinner. Like growing up, my dad always covered the check. Like no matter how many people were there, no matter who it was, my dad was like he got it. And I was like, when I was growing up, I didn't really realize, but then I got to the point where I'm like an adult and I'm still over here like, oh, like my parents got it. Like, don't worry about it, you know, or we'd go out to dinner and I'm like, I want to be the dude. I want to be able to cover the tab. And that feels so good to be able to like bless people in that way. You know what I mean? But bro, getting into fitness coaching, I talked to thousands of people. And when I first started, mind you, I was charging $500 for 90 days. And I had all these people hitting me up and I'm like running the numbers. I'm like, dude, I want to be like rich, bro. Like I'm going to make so much money. Talked to thousands of dudes that didn't have $500 to put into their self-development. And here I am. I was broke. I spent thousands to work with a mentor. I'm like, you guys are smoked, bro. like, you have to change your mindset on money. Like, money has to become more important to you. Like, you need to get your bag up, you know, not having $500. There's dudes that my team will still talk to today that, like, they're reaching out for fitness coaching. They're obese. They're headed towards dialysis. Like, their marriage is falling apart. They can't put down a $100 deposit on, like, my lowest level program. I'm like, "Dog, you have a full-time job, homie.
Right.
You're giving away like 40, 50, 60 hours a week of your family's time with you to go make not even enough money to have you don't have $100 to put into yourself right now just to like lock in your spot. Like it's gonna cost you more eventually, but like, but these people will gladly go spend $1,000 a month on booze, scratch offs, Jack in the Box, HBO. I'm gonna watch the fight. We got the pay-per-view. Whoa, whoa, that's nuts.
It's a priorities issue for sure.
That's dangerous, bro. You know what a dangerous position that is to be in to not have any money? That's dangerous. Family member gets into a car accident, your kid gets sick, like, you know, anything like that. You need to put tires on your wife's car. What are you gonna do? Make her drive around with bald tires and have a blowout on the freeway? Like, a lot people, it's just crazy, bro.
What's some of the biggest excuses that people say they don't have money and then you like start digging in deeper and they're spending it on then?
Literally, I have had guys on sales calls with my team, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm just deathly afraid that I'm gonna have a heart attack. And if I continue going down the road that I'm going down, I believe that I'm gonna die." And they'll be like, "Well, how long do you think you have?" They're like, literally like, "I'll probably have a heart attack within a year." And they're like, "Okay, like let's have an honest look at your finances. Okay, so you're spending X on this, you're spending on this, $1,000 a month on fast food, tobacco, and alcohol, and they won't commit to themselves. They'll be like, "No, I can't justify the money for a fitness coach." And I'm like, "Have you seen the transformations of these? I had a dude lose 101 pounds in 4 months and 27 days.
Damn.
I had another guy lose 100 pounds in less than 9 months.
Just locking in.
Dude, I had a guy, he had like heart attack, type 2 diabetes, um, like other issues like kidney, liver issues. He was on 17 different medications when he started with me. Within 6 months, he was down 50 pounds. He was no longer pre-diabetic. His A1C went from like a 12.5 to like a 6.6 or something like that. His doctor took him off 10 medications. So he went from 17 to like 7. Nuts, bro. Like what you can do with some accountability, some structure, a good solid plan, and someone in your corner and a community to commune with. And these people, they just won't. And it goes back to mindset, I think. Or they'll be like, "Let me ask my wife." You've shown her for the last 2 decades that you can't stick to anything, bro. You're going to ask her.
Yeah.
Like, pick up your nuts. I picked up my nuts. I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I understand that we're 5 figures in debt, and I understand that this is thousands of dollars to sign up with this guy, but I'm going to do it." But I had proven to her through career changes and different things like that. She's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I told her, I didn't ask. I said, "I'm doing this."
Yeah.
And then when I went to Miami for the first mastermind that I went to, it was like Wes Watson, Eric Spofford, Sean Whalen, Jesse Lee, and Dan Fleischman. I was like, "Hey, babe, like, I know I spent that money and we haven't quite made it all back." 'Cause yeah, I made almost $10,000 my first month, but that went to pay off debts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're still not like in the green. I'm like, I'm gonna book a flight and I'm gonna go to Miami and I'm gonna buy the VIP ticket so I can meet these people. And she's like, "Okay." I never asked permission, you know? I'm not saying like go behind your wife's back, but like pick up your balls, dude,
Yeah.
and like stick to your word and do it. And then when I quit my job within 6 months of starting coaching. I quit my local 12 job. And I remember I told my wife, I'm like, "Hey, babe, I put in my 2 weeks today." She fell on the ground, bro. She's like, "Oh," and she was like crying like on the couch. And I came up behind her and I'm like, "Babe, I will provide for this family no matter what. Just let me decide where that money comes from." Okay. Pick up your balls, dude.
That's a good wife, man, to believe in you like that. I mean, you had proven yourself too,
Yeah.
right?
She's a G.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so am I.
Yeah. What was that like, dude? I mean, like, yeah, you had proven to yourself that you had made 10 grand in a month, but like still you're a dad, you got a wife. I mean, what, do you have 2 kids at that time?
3.
3 kids?
Mhm.
So I mean, it's all on your shoulders.
I had 3
Do you
kids. I had a
perform?
wife. I had a mortgage.
You
Like,
perform better under pressure like that?
probably, yeah. And I don't know. I put my back up against the wall. That's the phrase.
Yeah.
Like, spend the money and do it, you know? Like when we went, like we had a mortgage that was like not very much, bro. Like we bought our house in 2019. Um, and then when I wanted to go get the next pad, I didn't want to buy because I truly believe like buying a primary residence is it's not an asset, bro. It's a freaking liability. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A primary residence is something that takes money out of your pocket. It's a freaking liability. You know, you're not making any cash flow. The mortgage is the least amount of money that you're going to spend because you got property taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance, everything on top of it, right? If you go rent somewhere, you can have that chunk of money sitting there because you don't have to put a couple $100,000 down to go buy something. You pay your rent and it's the most you're going to pay.
Yeah.
You got mice, call the guy. The fridge is leaking, call the guy. The garage door stopped working, call the guy. Water heater goes out, call the guy, right? So I genuinely believe like renting is a better decision. Not for everybody, but I subscribe to that. So I'm like, hey, like let's go rent this other pad. It was like 10 grand a month, you know, going from like I think it was our mortgage was like in the twos. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's go rent this pad for like 10 grand a month. And she's like, holy smokes, you think we're ready? I'm like, we just did it, you know? And like you asked earlier, like, oh, what's it like house, cars, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like there was slow times in business where I was like, oh my God, like we got this rent coming up and it's so high and blah, blah, blah. But I was laughing. I'm like, people don't know. You could look at the dude living down by the beach in like the big old monster house, like driving the fancy car. Like that dude could be stressed as hell. You know what I mean? Because his back is up against the wall to have the stuff. Not everybody is in that position, but sometimes it takes putting your back up against the wall and like pushing yourself to that next level to then become that guy, you know? And now like we haven't paid less than $10,000 for a place to live since 2024, you know? But it took pushing ourselves to that point to do it. Was it the smartest decision? I don't know. But we only live once. Was it a badass time? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're still having a badass time. We bought the last 2 houses, but that's because my wife, like, for some reason for her psychologically, like she has to have something that she owns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you never own it. Like, even if you paid it off, you're still paying
Yeah.
property taxes. Like,
Yeah.
watch how fast they come and take your spot if you stop. But we have a happy marriage, so
Yeah.
we can
You can
compromise.
either be right or you can have a happy marriage.
Yeah, exactly. So we compromise on that. But yeah, like people don't understand, like, oh, easy for you to say. Like, no, bro. I was 5 figures in debt. I spent thousands on a mentor, bro. Like I was making X. I went like my car payment, like on the G was more than most people's mortgages. You know what I mean? Like, but I put myself into that position and it pushed me to it's boy math, right? Spend more to force yourself to make more.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't have that mindset.
Right. I like that. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I'm sure still trying to wrap my head around, like getting to that next level. But I think when you do surround yourself with other people just showing you like, man, there's levels to this world.
Oh, bro. And I am not even touching any type of level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But but I have put myself around 8-figure, 9-figure guys, some of which, like there's a 9-figure guy that I know. He told me he's lost it 3 times, I think. He went from 9 figures to 0 like 3 different times. I'm like, that's a freaking dude to learn from right there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just people either stealing from him or, big investment, like picked up his balls, went big into crypto tanked, something happened. Like, it's gnarly. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But like you told me your goals at the gym the other day. I'm like, no, dude, do way more than that.
Yeah.
Set your sights here. But like being around that mindset, you're like, oh damn, like I didn't even think to like put my initial goal right there.
Well, dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I was working at the prison and like just the people that you're around, like it doesn't even like nobody at the prison would ever want anything like that. Like if I told them I wanted to make $10,000 a month, they'd be like, "What?
They look like you.
Why?
You're crazy."
Yeah, like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
I remember I told someone my goal was by the time I turned 40, I want to be a millionaire on paper. Like between assets that I own and everything else, like I want to be. And they're like, okay, bud, like that's never gonna happen.
You could do it way faster.
But they would never, like if I was around people like you, they would just laugh at me the whole time, and then I think I'm crazy, and then like like it doesn't work out like that. So I'm glad that I left just to open up my eyes of like what is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I got out of that place, man, just so many small mindsets. Like the thing about Idaho is you can look and see what every state worker makes online. Like so, nobody gets butthurt when you work for Idaho and they're like, "How much you make?" And you're like, "I make $30 an hour." Because you can go on Idaho, whatever it's called, and you can look and see everybody, even up to the governor, how what they make, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I looked at the highest person in IDOC, in the prison, and they make like $180,000 a year, and I was like, I want to beat that one day. And then it just was like,
Easy.
yeah, I want to. That's my goal now. Like I'm just gonna. That's my say that I did that, and and then keep going. I'm not just like because I want to just make that number, just be like, okay, I did it. But also, I like to give people too, man. I just something about giving. I don't know. I had a rough childhood, so I never really had, like I had everything and I had nothing at the same time. So now that I can be able to give to others, like I don't really care about me, man. I'll have some nice stuff, but
Yeah.
when it comes to hunting, but
Everybody's got their thing.
yeah,
No, I mean, dude, you can have like dope stuff,
yeah,
but like your heart has to be in the right spot.
Right.
The whole thing, people would talk crap on materialism, but they're broke and they don't have anything.
yeah.
You know?
I'm not a supporter of that. Like money can't buy happiness. 'Cause, yeah, it can get you better education for your kids. It can get you into better schools for your kids. And my kids bring me happiness. It can take me on vacations with my kids that I would have never been able to do.
Experiences.
Experiences, yeah.
You could
And
buy higher quality food. You could buy
right.
cars that don't wear out as fast, that don't need repairs or maintenance the same way. You could buy better clothes.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you can give. You can buy, like toy drives. You could be the dude that rolls up and gives like 100 bikes. Like you see, I don't know about you, bro, but anytime I see like, oh, this village in Africa and blah blah blah, like when they do it at church and stuff, like for the missionaries, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, where do I sign, bro?
Right.
Like I told my wife I want to, you can like adopt those kids and like you become
for like $50 a day or whatever.
yeah, and you become like pen pals.
Yeah.
I want to do that,
Yeah.
like, and there's like, my church and stuff that I donate to right now. But yeah, like I want to do more of that. But the whole thing is like not having your stuff own you, but
Right.
you can own stuff.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you then, so how do you not have money become your idol?
Heart positioning, I think, right? Like I understand that like the stuff is cool, but like it's not like I give stuff up real easily. Like you saw, I just moved like from a really dope pad. People are like, "Why would you do that?" It was a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cool car, sold it because the truck just made more sense for Idaho.
Yeah.
Put big old freaking mud tires on there because I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, we're moving to the snow and this and that," and the kids didn't really fit in that one. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just more practical. It just makes sense." Like the G wagon didn't own me. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, truck, sick. I love my truck." And then something cool rolls around, like grab another one. And then if a good opportunity comes by and someone's like, yo, dude, okay. I don't care. It's all about heart positioning, bro, and understanding like where it comes from too,
Yeah.
It comes from the Lord.
Yeah.
Every good and perfect gift comes from, what is it? The Father of lights or something, like comes from above, from the Father of lights. I'm butchering the verse, but yeah, good stuff comes from him, dude.
Yeah.
But also like some of the pain and stuff that he allows to happen is, he's allowing it to happen.
Right. That's a big thing about me with I like to help parents out. It's like kind of my niche for fitness guides. And I would say like whatever pain you're in, if you don't take care of it, you're gonna pass off to your kids.
Mm.
If that's money pain, if that's your habits, if it's your food, whatever it is, like those things will be passed off generationally because just like me and working in the prison, like that's all I was around, that's all I knew. I didn't know anything bigger than like the money side, and everybody else there was also obese, So like, but you could take the same thing too of like whatever your kids are around for 18 years, that's just going to be their baseline. That's what they're going to think is normal. It's also like your son is going to become you. Your daughters are going to look for a man that represents you. So whatever you're not willing to take care of is the pain that you're going to be handing off to your kids, and that's not fair to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to take a really deep look inside and see what you don't want to pass off to your kids. I always say like that movie Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan, you know, it's like if your kids and you woke up in the next day and your kids are in your body and they have your habits, your mindset, your money, your bank account, all that, like, are they set up for success? Because that's exactly what is going to happen if that's all that they know and that's their environment. I've seen this even happen when I would be on transport in the prisons. Like once you get inmates outside the prison, they'll talk to you and they'll like just regular dudes. And I'd be like, hey man, how'd you like end up in prison? Like, he's like, oh, I just grew up around my uncles, my brothers, my dad, you know, just kind of like what we did between the gangs or the drug life, or, you know, just we always fought. Like, so it was just something that I grew up around. I just thought it was normal. And then I get hemmed up. But I was also, you know, seeing my parents and everybody else in prison. And it's just what I grew up around. So I had to think of that myself, of just with the whole weight loss thing, because I was a big dude and everything. And I'm like, I can't think that I'm any better than these guys. Like, it's the exact same thing. I was also doing stuff that was illegal while I was working in the prison too. So I could have been ended up just like that, like driving drunk and all
Mm-hmm.
these other stupid things. I'm like, man, if I don't change this, my kids are just gonna pick up on this. I remember taking shots with my kids. Like I would pour a shot of whiskey for me and a shot of milk for them. So I'm like making it seem like this is a fun thing to do. Take shots with your family, you know? I'm like, I'm glad they were only like 2 years old, so they probably don't remember that. But it reminds me, and I have pictures of those times, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I changed because I was just setting them up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to realize that like these generational curses are real. So yeah, you might have to spend a few $1,000s to hire a coach, but is that worth it so that you don't pass it off to your kids?
Every time, as long as you do it, as long as you follow through. I did the same thing, dude. My kids were like 2 years old, and I had them trained like, "Hey, go get daddy a beer,"
That was the coolest thing when I had my kids open the fridge and give me a beer. I was like,
Yeah.
I made it.
And they knew to grab me two. Right, 2 Coors Lights to start it off when I got home, all dirty from work and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, and like even me and my wife, my kids will be playing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, my boss said." I'm like, "You're playing restaurant. Like, why aren't you the boss?" "Oh, yeah, I guess I could be the boss." I'm like, "Yeah, be the boss." You know, or my kids will say things like, "I can't." I'm like, "That's a bad word. Don't say that."
I tell my daughters that can't's the real C word.
Yeah, it's true, bro. I mean, it's huge, but I mean, look at how the population lives, bro. They live in fear. They live like children, bro. I can't stop drinking. I can't stop eating this food. I can't lose the weight. I'm like, you sound like my daughter who's 5 when I tell her to clean her room. She melts into a puddle on the floor. That's how you people act at 40 or 50 years old, you know? Or you ask them to like share a bite of their popsicle and they're like, they just hoard it. Like this is like the only freaking popsicle they'll ever have in their entire life. I'm like, give me my dad tax, dude. And my son like wants to like fist fight me over the dad tax. It's like, dude, pay a little bit of stupid money, like instead of hoarding it to go change your life. Because did your parents teach you about macros? Did your parents hold you to any type of fitness regime? Like, are any of your homies doing it? No. Like you didn't learn that stuff. So go learn it from someone who's doing it, who's killing it, who can get you ripped. And you've seen the transformations outside of the physical. These dudes are making more money. They're fixing their marriages. Like their health markers, their blood work, because I do blood work with all my clients, is improving in every single section of that piece of paper when they send it to me. You know what I mean? Like that's not worth money. They'll go spend 10 grand on a vacation. They'll keep their shirt on the whole time at the beach, where they'll be the rash guard dad with the belly. I'm like, you're just insecure the entire time, bro. Was that worth the money? No. The mindset thing, bro.
Yeah, I've said that too. Like, yeah, okay, so you know this X amount is what's going to cost you to get into shape, right? What's going to cost you to not be in shape? And I'm not talking even money wise, because the money side is a whole nother thing, because between like
Medical
health
bills.
bills, there's going to be maybe you won't have the confidence put in for that promotion. Now you're not going to be making more money. Like money aside, you're going to be losing a lot of money by not investing in yourself, but also experiences with your kids. Also, you take them to like a water park and you're not in that mindset of like enjoying the moment with your kids, your self-confidence about thinking about what others are thinking about yourself, and you're not even now in the moment with your kids. Or you want to go play with your kids outside, but you know that you're going to be winded after the first sprint.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go hiking, and now you're afraid that you're going to embarrass yourself, so you're going to make up some excuse that you're not going to be able to do this. Like, what experiences are you not going to be able to get? Are you going to even make it to the time that they walk down the aisle?
I've had a couple clients tell me that's the reason they signed up. I want to be able to walk my daughter down the aisle. It's big, bro. It's crazy. And these dudes will brag. They'll like flex. I work 100 hours a week. I work way harder than you. You got soft hands, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I work way less than you and I make way more than you, bro. Like, why don't aspire higher than that, dude?
Yeah.
It's not a flex to work 100 hours a week away from your family and be broke. It's also not a flex to work that much and like just do it for the money and neglect your family, you know? Like it's just nuts, bro. But that's the society that we live in, bro. People are fat, they're broke, they're scared. They have no confidence. They just want to hoard their money, but they'll go and blow it on a car, a vacation, a TV, wheels and tires and tint for their truck. Meanwhile, they're 300 pounds and like they hate their life,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, like you said, dude, like medical bills, like what's an ambulance ride after a heart attack going to cost you? What's the heart attack going to cost you? What's the surgery going to cost you? Like do you know what dialysis is? There's a lot of guys that come to me that are like on the verge of going to dialysis. It's like, dog, for the rest of your life, you're going to have to go get liquid drained from your body. Otherwise, you will literally drown inside your own bodily fluids. They've got to drain it out of you because like I had one of my girls that was on my team. She was a nurse. And so she explained all of it to me. And it's like, if you miss, you will die.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other day.
Yeah, it's like blood poisoning.
Do you want that, bro?
Yeah.
That's where you're headed. You can't spend a couple grand to like totally clean it up, but then also be the stud that you promised to your wife, like when she married you.
Yeah.
And some women have never experienced that because they married the dude when he was 300 and something pounds. It's like, dude, she wants a stud, bro.
Right.
And it's like, I think Wes is the one that said it. She's on our Instagram, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that to like be a dick, but like, yeah, these women want, because a fat guy that waddles around like a penguin, he can't protect you. It's that it goes all the way back to that like I don't believe in cavemen, but like the caveman psychology, right? Women want to feel safe and they want to feel provided for. If you're broke, you're not providing the way that you need to be. And if you're obese, you're not going to be able to protect her the way that you need to be. And then a lot of these dudes will come home with a bad attitude and they'll refuse to take care of the kids and stuff too, because that's her job. It's gross. It's gross.
Or I think what's interesting too is like when a guy gets with a girl and he's in the best shape of his life and then lets himself go. It's like that's false advertising. She fell in love with this version of you. And then you're just showing her you let that version go. You're like, yeah, she still loves you and everything, but she fell in love with this version of you. Why don't you give her that version back? Or a lot of people I like to talk to them too, and they get a divorce and then they get the best version of themselves.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people will do that.
Why didn't you do that during the marriage?
Bro.
You don't think that if you take care of your body, it's not going to affect your mentality, and your mentality is not going to affect your confidence, and your confidence is not going to affect your marriage?
And your money game? Because like you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, bro, like these dudes get more confidence. They go start businesses. They get raises. I've had clients where literally like there wasn't a position for them to elevate into, but their boss created a position to put them into to be able to pay them more money because they became such an asset. That's dope. Like what, 50 something, probably more percent of marriages end in divorce nowadays. And like one of the biggest reasons is money. Get your bag up. And these dudes, oh my God, I had a client one time. I'm not going to name any names, but this dude signed up and he told me about like, oh yeah, my wife, blah, blah, blah. She's a B. Like I walked in on her, like he's like a business owner. And I walked in on her like cheating with one of my employees that was like 23 years old, this and that. And I'm like, damn, I'm all fired up for him. I'm like, damn, bro, that's freaking crazy. Like, yeah, screw her. Then I saw his get down and I'm like, oh, you're just like the nastiest, most excuse making, lazy freaking victim piece of crap. Like, no wonder, bro. No wonder. Like, you are the reason that marriage fell apart. Now I see both sides of the story just because I saw the way that he got down. I can't go to the gym and I can't meal prep and I can't do. Oh, shut up, dude. Gross.
Well,
But for the rest of his life, she's going to be the bitch and he was totally fine.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that Alex Ramosi says is like when people tell me they can't, like, yeah, you can't. Okay, now what?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep believing that.
Yeah.
That's your reality.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then they leave a bill like, no, I can. Well, I don't know. You said you can't. So
Prove it.
yeah. Yeah, it's wild, dude. That ownership thing, people just can't take ownership of their own actions and just want to blame others. And it's like everywhere that you blame, you are giving them power. It's so weak. That's the weakest thing you could do. Like, oh, I can't get in shape because my wife won't, she doesn't like to eat healthy. my kids take up my time because they're in traveling sports, so I don't have the time to do it. Like, dude, you're you're this isn't fair to your wife and your kids that you're blaming them. So later on in life, you're all fat and you're out of shape and you're just thinking about what your life could have been like if you weren't with your wife and you didn't have kids because they were doing all this stuff. You don't think that there's anybody out there that is busier than you and still making it happen? That's what I always think in my own head. I'm like, I can't do this. And I think, is there somebody out there that's busier than me and still making it happen? Yep. Okay, it's probably a systems issue. Where am I distracted? I'm gonna need to subtract some things before I need to add things onto my plate right now.
Dude, you're from Utah. You've seen all the Mormons that have like 13 kids and they live like an 8,000 square foot freaking house and drive whatever cars they want. Like you tell me that they're not busier than you are. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, people will blame their wife and their kids and their boss and the economy and the president. I'm like, oh my God, dude, why don't you take a little ownership real quick? Take a look in the mirror. There's somebody out there in a way worse position than you. That's why I always bring up dudes that are jacked in a wheelchair. I'm like, listen to you, bro. Every single one of your limbs is working perfectly fine, and I can't make it to the gym. Meanwhile, I have a client over here who broke his back in a car accident. He got T-boned. The dude has opiate-based painkillers that he can either be on the painkiller, right, which just takes away his entire like he can't even get out of bed on these freaking painkillers, right? He just feels like a floppy sock. So he's going to go to the gym and like not be able to get in a dope workout, or he's off the pain. He's wires in his spine. They put wires in his spinal cord. I can't remember exactly what they do. And the dude was almost in tears on the call with me because he just wants to be able to go to the gym. And he would get off the pain meds so that he could go to the gym in excruciating pain because he wanted to be able to lose the weight. And then I've got some other guy that like fully functional and just like, I didn't feel like it, couldn't make it. Like, oh man, you don't know how good you have it, bro.
That's the thing, man. A lot of people are doing this for the wrong reasons. You ask them like, why you want to get in shape? Oh, I just want to look better in a t-shirt. You got to have a strong why, and that why cannot be you. It's got to be an external reason. How many times have you let yourself down versus how many times have you let other people down? Like your boss calls you to come into work 3 hours early because they need it. Sure, I'll be there. Taxes hit you up and they're like, here's 5 grand. You owe 5 grand. You'll pull that out of your butt somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make sure to pay Uncle Sam. You want to pay 5 grand to get a coach. I don't have money. You want to get up 3 hours early to go work out on yourself. I can't.
And these are the people that are talking crap on materialism,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, dude, you'll find the money to do all this and you'll like for your boss, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like for yourself and your family, you won't. And I mean, dude, like that's for me, like a lot of people's motivation was their emotional motivator was I want to walk my kid down the aisle. I had one guy, he's like, yeah, dude, I had like a newborn and he tried to like nurse on me. And I was like, oh God, I gotta lose some weight. You know, like those people have like those emotional motivators.
Yeah.
My emotional motivator was that I was broke and I was pissed
Yeah.
and I couldn't cover the tab of the table, and my family was in debt. And I told my wife, stop getting your hair done, stop getting your nails done, like this, that, and the other thing. And I just felt horrible about it. But I
Yeah.
felt way freaking better being able to be like, yeah, go get your boobs done. Yeah, spend 20 grand to go get your teeth done. Like, yeah, go get your makeup and hair done and nails, like whenever you want to. Yeah, go buy those clothes. You know, I didn't want to be the guy that's like, no, babe, we can't.
Yeah.
You know, it feels really freaking good, bro.
Yeah.
Way better. So, like, money was my and money was my motivation to stop drinking alcohol, to get up early every day, to train every day, to track my macros, to help other people, right? And I'm like, yes, I get paid for what I do, but like is coaching all about the money? I'm not going to sit here and be one of these people that's like, I just want to help the world and I would do it for free, because I know that the people that I've tried to help for free have gotten the worst
The worst clients.
or no results. They're horrible, right? Um but I understand like you have to have some skin in the game, and that's what it took for me to change. But yeah, like dude, honestly, for me, the motivation to change my life was money, and it worked, bro. But I feel like my heart is in the right position with the Lord to
Yeah.
where it's not like just some materialism and like screw these people, I just need money. Like I can genuinely help them, and I have genuinely helped my family, but that was my emotional motivator to stop drinking alcohol, get in shape, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use whatever it is, bro. It could be money, it could be walking your kid down the aisle, like find your emotional motivator and run with it.
You're much well versed in the Bible than I am, but what does the Bible say about money and taking care of your body?
Bro, the Bible talks about money like 2,000 times. Or Jesus talked about money 2,000 times, something like that, right? Like money is not an issue, right? God is the God of abundance. Satan is here to steal, kill, and destroy, right? Do you think God wants a bunch of Christians that are running around broke that can't even pay their freaking bills? Like, do you think that's what he wants in his ministry? These people, like, if you're going to talk to somebody who's an atheist that doesn't believe, like, do you think they're going to listen to somebody that's like broke, can't freaking pay their bills, their car broke down, like, they got to give 100 hours a week to this boss so that they can go make $15 an hour? Like, do you think that they're going to listen to that person? No. They're going to be like, I think I've got it figured out over here. You know what I mean? Like, so if you want to have influence over somebody, like, you got to be able to afford stuff. But then too, like if you look at, oh, where do we start? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, Daniel, Solomon, Joseph of Arimathea, um, even some of the apostles, like these dudes had bread. They were rich and wealthy. And a lot of people will cope and be like, oh, they were wealthy in like God's spirit and the Holy Spirit. No, they weren't, bro. Cattle, silver, gold, male servants, female servants. Solomon was like the richest dude that's ever lived, right? Yeah, he went astray for a little bit, but we can learn from that, right? It's all vanity. Like, why are you pursuing this stuff? You know, we want to be upright. The Bible talks a ton about money, about stewardship, about business. Something that Myron Golden brings up. He's like, bro, the 3 career paths in the Bible were a soldier, a slave, or a business owner, right? There was no employees. Like employees were called slaves, indentured servants, right? So all these people chasing this employee role nowadays, like it's not even a biblical thing, you know? They are slaves to the grind. But yeah, Jesus in his parables and stuff like compares the kingdom of God to a business. Like the Bible talks a ton about money, about stewardship, about generosity, about philanthropy. Yeah, it does not tell us that we're supposed to be broke and all this stuff, you know. I don't know. I get all fired up about that because there's so many people that are just they go against the word when they say things like that, you know? Oh, that's Old Testament.
It's like say, oh, it says money's the root of all evil.
No, the
No.
love of money
Yeah.
is the root of all kinds of evil.
Yeah.
The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Like, is it great to have money? Yeah. But do I like love it? Sort of. No, I'm just kidding. No, like it feels a lot freaking better to have it. It's kind of like oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have plenty of oxygen, like you're cool, you're chilling, you're not even thinking about it. If you don't have enough oxygen, all you can really focus on is that. If you've got plenty of money to pay your bills and be generous and help people, like you're not even really tripping on it, you know?
Yeah.
But when you don't have enough money, you feel like you're drowning. And it's hard to focus on anybody but yourself, right? There's no nobility in being poor. It's one of my favorite, I don't know if Eric Spofford coined it, but that was a line that I heard from him. There's no nobility in being poor or being broke.
Yeah.
But people with no money will try and justify the fact and they'll try and make it seem noble, but it's not. It's selfish. It's selfish.
What's the Bible say about taking care of your body?
I believe was it James or Paul? I think James said there is some benefit to physical exercise. I don't know the Greek or the Hebrew or even the NIV verse like verbatim off the top of my head, but people will be like, see, he said there's little benefit. I'm like, no, see, it said there's a benefit. It's little compared to your faith, but there is a benefit to taking care of your body. Stewarding what the container that holds your soul in that God gave us. But if you look at obesity, bro, it lowers your IQ. They've done scientific studies like being obese lowers your IQ, bro. You are less of a provider and a protector just by default because you can't move around as well, you know, and it's gluttony. Like the only reason that you would become obese is because of gluttony or sloth, which are both sins, right? Sloth is no movement, right? Like a little folding of the hands, like it talks about. And then gluttony is overeating. And like all these sober people, oh, alcohol is evil and blah, blah, blah. Jesus turned water into wine, bro. If alcohol was evil, he would not have done that. It's moderation. It's self-control, which is a fruit of the spirit, right?
Yeah, the only thing God tells you to control is have self-control.
Like the Bible does not talk about an addictive personality. Oh, thank God your personality wasn't to be a murderer or a rapist. It'd be a really shitty personality to have, right? Like There's no such thing as an addictive personality. It's a lack of willpower. It's a lack of self-control. That's all it is. And demonic influence. People call alcoholism a disease. It's not a disease. If anything, it is demonic influence and possession in your life.
And then they call them spirits.
Yes. But bro, like they drank wine in the Bible. Jesus turned water into wine. Like alcohol is not evil.
Yeah.
It's the dose that makes the poison.
Right.
Right? Like if you're a glutton, if you're overdoing it, if you have no self-control, that's when it's bad. You can go out and have a couple drinks, right? I never had a problem with alcohol. Like I decided to get rid of it because like success is subtractive. I subtracted the thing that was distracting me. But bro, it talks a lot about all of this stuff. The Bible is like a very good book to live your life by. You can learn a lot from it, right? Basic stuff. Don't stick your dick in anything that you're not married to. Like how many dudes out there are just like wrecked because of child support, baby mama drama. Like I just saw a reel. There was like this road rage incident between like the mom and like the dad's new girlfriend and all this stuff. And so many dudes are spending thousands of dollars a month on child support. They'll lose half the business, half the house, like lose the car. Like, bro, don't get divorced. Don't stick your dick in anything that you're not married to. It's going to cause a bunch of strife. Have self-control. Love is a verb, right? It takes action to like truly love someone. Love your neighbor as yourself. Like, it's okay to love ourselves. You know what I mean? But we need to love other people the same way. Wives, submit to your husbands. Like that was another thing that came up on my Instagram the other day. Like, how do you feel about that? Wives submitting. And I think that people have taken submission and turned it into something negative. But that's influence from the enemy, bro. I think the Bible says it's a good thing. If a man is being who a man needs to be to his spouse, she will have no problem submitting to his authority because he's doing it in love, because he's loving her like Christ loved the church. Bible's a good book, bro, to live your life by.
I know I read all these different books up here, you know, just like self-help books, and they all came from the Bible.
Yeah.
All the principles.
Everything catches up to the Bible eventually. Science,
yeah.
You know, the books, like a lot of these self-help principles, it's, you know, it's from that. Some of them aren't, but
yeah. My favorite one is that one with the lamb's blood, how it's like used for snake venom.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. I know.
It's wild.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Like the picture of that, bro, a serpent and the lamb, like it's nuts. People don't realize either, like when the Bible says that the battle that we fight is not against flesh and blood, like it is against spirits and principalities. Like people don't understand how real that is, like day to day. Nothing is as black and white as it seems. Like everything is like, it's a spiritual influence, like an influence of the Holy Spirit or demonic spirits. Like nothing in this world just happens. Nothing just exists. Like it is all like, there is a spiritual battle going on in the background about everything, bro. Like you were talking about porn. We're talking about drinking alcohol. We're talking about getting fat, like all these temptations that people give into, seeking comfort, the way that they talk about people, talk about people behind their back, gossip, like little white lies. Like it's demonic, spiritual influence, or it's Holy Spirit influence.
Yeah.
That's it. But people will be like, oh, it just is what it is. Nothing really is what it is, you know?
One of my favorite pastors is Joby Martin. I don't know if you ever watched him, dude, but he's got this. He's
staying firm and act like men.
I love that guy. Yeah. That's one of my books up there. But he talks about like how the devil is like a bass fisherman. He doesn't care what lure he's gonna send, as long as he catches a fish. He doesn't care if it's gonna be lust, if it's gonna be greed, if it's gonna be slothfulness, whatever it is. As long as he gets you, he doesn't care. So once you think like, okay, well, I don't have that lust problem anymore, something else is gonna start creeping in. Like maybe it's gonna be envy. You might have greed or something. Like something else could pop up. So that's where standing firm and act like men. But he's like, you need to be on guard. Because these other things are going to pop up just because you think you have one thing under control. Oh, I'm not a drinker anymore. All right. But now you're...
Watch out for food.
Right.
People get off drugs and alcohol and then they become fat because that's just one lack of self-control for another. It's one comfort-seeking thing for another. You know what I mean? Then they get fat.
Yeah.
And if you're a victim,
Oh gosh.
you're going to blame the substance, not.
Dude, that victim that changed my life so much, just using those two words, my fault.
Yep.
Bro, everything changed. Like I stopped blaming my childhood. I went through a lot of childhood abuse and I was like, well, yeah, I went through all this stuff. So of course it's like that shit's gone. It doesn't matter. Like people use their childhood trauma too much. Like you can't change it. But you can use that like, yeah, that sucked. Those were 7 years of my life were hell. But that also, I made that through there. If I can make it through 7 years of daily torture and abuse, I'm pretty sure I could start a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that God was putting me through that whole time to just make my chaos ceiling way higher. Like I can handle this now. Instead of being like, oh, poor me, it's like poor everybody else because I've already been trained for 7 years.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's just at that moment. And whether you want to be the victim or the victor, either way, you are correct. It's just which one are you going to do?
Yep.
It's so much powerful though when you can just be like, yeah, I made it through that. Like David Goggins calls it the cookie jar effect, right? Like the more his talking about like the voluntary pain that you can put yourself through.
Mm-hmm.
More voluntary pain, then you can pull that out. But it's also the same of things that have happened to you that you didn't ask for and you still made it through. You know?
Yep. Yeah, dude. The people that go through stuff are a lot more blessed than the people that don't. Like I brought up to my client recently. He's like, bro, I just got all these problems and this trauma and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, listen, bro, that's a blessing. Think about the kid that grows up in the Middle East. That's the son of like a Sikh or whatever they call him, right? Like that's like some multi-billion-dollar oil freaking tycoon guy over there, real estate guy over there in the Middle East. And he's got like Gucci diapers on and like a Rolls Royce car seat and like spoon-fed freaking caviar since the time he was born. Never went through anything. Dude, like he freaking, misses a light cycle or something like that when he's driving, he's going to freak out. Because that's like a little bit of adversity,
Mhm.
He's not going to be able to handle anything that comes his way. Somebody dies, like he's not going to be able to handle anything. People that have been through abuse, people that have been through trauma, people that have been through self-inflicted adversity, like you said, their ceiling to be able to handle stuff is way, way higher. And like everything that we do, bro, is going to come with weeds. You know what I mean? Like think of it as a garden. Like gardens are dope, abundant, you get all the fruit, but you got to take care of the weeds, bro. Like there's weeds in business, there's weeds in marriage, there's weeds in childbearing, there's weeds in raising kids. Like there's all this like garbage that comes along with the good. They can't deal with the weeds because they haven't been blessed with any of the adversity, And that's the biggest problem in America is people are so comfortable that they fabricate these problems that they have. Oh, I'm an alcoholic. Oh, I'm suicidal. Really? In just like the most wealthy and abundant, like easiest to make it country on the face of the planet. Like here you're poor if you like live in a house with like plumbing and like wood floors and stuff like that. Dude, over in Africa, they still got 12 kids living in a freaking tent with a dirt floor. And they've got to walk 2 miles to get water that's like not even clean. Like couldn't even imagine somebody here in America like not having clean water, They're not alcoholics and drug addicts and suicidal. We fabricate these problems over here, bro, and people are just weak. And it can stop, dude. Like it can stop, but it has to start with you. And people just want to point the finger and blame. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of people, like there's people that we know that have been through like childhood trauma. Like one of the dudes that we know sexually abused as a child, jumped into a gang at a young age, like all this stuff, went to prison, right? The dude's like doing amazing now, bro. Like has a successful business. He helps in the prison. He goes and speaks to the kids. Like he's doing great. There's another girl that I follow on social media who's from my hometown who was sexually abused like all through her childhood at all ages, got into the military, sexually abused in the military, right? Which has presented challenges in marriage and stuff like that. But like, she's a gangster, bro. Like she didn't let that destroy her and she doesn't lean on that to like chase vices and like be a victim. Like she's strong. She's physically strong. She's mentally strong. She's helping other people. She's working through it. She could have easily used that as an excuse to go do drugs and be like a whore or something like that. But she didn't, and our homie didn't.
Right.
So it's all about choices, dude.
It's like that story about the twin brothers that they both grew up in the same household.
One of my favorite stories. Tell it.
Yeah, they both grew up in the same household. The parents were just alcoholics and everything, abusive, all that. And then they both grow up, and I think the interview talked to both of the brothers separately. And the one brother was really successful, and they asked him, like, how'd you become successful? And he's like, well, I grew up around this household that had both my parents were alcoholics, and I had no other choice but to switch and go the other direction. And then they interviewed the other brother, and he was doing terrible in life. And they asked him, like, why'd you do terrible in life? He said, well, my parents were alcoholics, and I had no other choice but to be an alcoholic like them.
Yup. Yup. I had no other choice. But two opposite sides of the spectrum, bro. I love that story.
That's like, yeah, you can look at it half full or half empty, dude. It's your choice. Fear and faith both determine, or both make you believe in something you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are you gonna do? It's up to you. That's a beautiful part of it. And like, man, it's just amazing when people can just really switch their mindset and be like, no, I'm done. This is it. Like, something's got to make me switch, or something's got to make you switch, though.
Mm-hmm. It takes getting to that point where you kind of snap.
I think in parenthood, like, you have to look at your kids' future and be like, what do I want their future to be like? How did things change for you when you became a dad? Because I know you're still doing the blue collar stuff, but
started riding my Harley a little slower. Put a ring on, rode a little slower, like had a kid, started riding a little slower, spent a year without a bike. I don't think it changed tremendously, but I had like little siblings. Like I'm the oldest of 5.
right.
You know, and so like the older two, like I don't really remember a lot of that, but I mean, like I said, like the older of the 2 adopted girls, Esty, like I gave her first bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember growing up with my little sister who was like 2, and I remember playing with her, like playing toys and games and doing the imagination stuff, and like I had been around that, and I love babies, and that's like something that probably nobody knows is like anytime there's a baby, like I want to hold that thing, you know? Literally even in church.
Give
like,
me that baby.
I don't know the parents and the little babies like heads like this big in front of me, like staring at me, like smiling or something. I'm like, can I don't ask. I'm not a weirdo.
I just take it.
Yeah. Give me that thing. But yeah, no, like it just became way more real when I was a dad. And I'm like, dude, this is like my kid. Like this is dope, you know? But nothing that I could put my finger on like super duper changed. But when I changed my mindset, right? And like that late 2022, early 2023 time in my life where I started like really locking in my habits, really started dialing in, pushing harder, like pushing my body to its limits, getting up at 3, staying up till 11, started making money. That's when I was like, oh, dude, I could do so much more for these kids. I could provide such a better future. I could send them to private school now. Like I could, you know, provide more experiences. I'm going to have better friends that are going to have, you know, more opportunities for these kids down the line. Like that's, I feel like when things started to kind of change. But it was never like, oh, let me make this change like for my kids, you know? It was just like the better I do, the better they're going to do just by default, you know?
Yeah.
There was some selfish ambition in it because I didn't want to go run equipment or stand around grade checking in the hot sun for the rest of my life. Like a lot of these dudes standing around the tailgate on a job site is like one of the most negative places you'll ever be. I didn't want that for me. But I started doing better. Guess what? I'm home with my wife and kids every day of my life now because I work from home. Like me and my wife never got to spend that much time together, bro. I was out the door before she woke up for years.
Yeah.
And she would deal with all the kids stuff by herself, all the discipline stuff by herself until I got home. And then I would get home, she'd be cooked, she'd hand me off the kids, she would want to go take a nap, you know? And so I like still wasn't spending as much time with her. And it's just better, you
Isn't
know?
it interesting to think like when people say how much they make per hour is how much you're selling your life for?
Yeah. Like it's nuts. Like I think, I don't know if I was with you or if I was with someone else, but I brought it up the other day. Oh, we were at Bible study. And I'm like, if somebody asked you like to mow your lawn, if somebody was like, hey, I'll pay you $25 to go mow my lawn, I would be like, hell no. Like for an individual task, like I would not touch a lawnmower for $25. But people go work for a landscaping company for $25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just like, it makes it different when you put it into perspective. Like I remember working construction and I'm like, dude, I was making like $55 an hour or something like that in local 12. But I'm like, dude, if somebody just like a one-off was like, hey, go spend an hour doing this, I'll pay you $55. I'll be like, what, dude? I'm not even getting out of bed for $55, you know? And then
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm trading hundreds of hours a month of my time and my family's time with me to go and do that for $50 an hour
Minus tax.
because society says that's a good job. Nah. And I changed my mindset about it. Like, and I remember too, like just some of the dumbest stuff. We'd get off at 3:30. It'd be 2:30 on a Friday. I'm watching traffic stack up because we're working on the freeway. So I could like reach over and touch the car that stopped right there. And I'm like, dude, I want to get home to my wife. Like, we finished our stuff. Like, let's go. You know? And I'm like 8 and skate. And my foreman's like, no, bro, we only worked 7 hours. He's like, if you want your full 8, like, we need to be here. I'm like, dog, there's nothing to do. Like, the low bed just came, picked up the equipment. Like, we already packed your truck. Like, we're swept up. Like, I couldn't even like sweep or clean or anything. He's like, we'll just kick it right here, bro. Like, sit on my tailgate. No, like I couldn't believe that. And like, luckily I was making money fitness coaching at that point. So anytime anything like that came up, which to me is the dumbest thing ever, like, fine, dude, just freaking pay me 7, but I'm leaving. I would just be like, I'm out. Or it'd be like noon. And I'd be like, hey, do you need me for anything else for the rest of the day? All right, cool, bro. Later. I'm going to take tomorrow off too, by the way. You know, like I couldn't wait to leave that job, bro.
Well, yeah, time's the most important commodity you can get. And if you realize that, like, you realize how important time is, how important your body is, and those two things will go together again. So
You don't get them back, bro.
yeah, that's what I always think when I've invested in so much stuff. In 2023, man, I probably spent like, for me, I mean, this goes down smaller because you said you spent a lot of money, but like for me, I spent close to 10 G's in 2023 between a speaking course, Wes Watson. I had my own personal mentor here locally, which was like $3,600. And that was just a big mindset thing, and I'm really grateful for him. And that was a whole God thing too that happened. But yeah, I was close to like 10 G's just in mentorship alone.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I told my wife was like, I can make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get this time back. I can't be this person, this version of me anymore.
Investing in yourself is cutting the check for speed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because that person took 10 or 20 years to learn what they're going to teach you in an hour or a week or a mentorship program that's like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah, it's an ultimate shortcut you can take in life.
Bro, I've spent 16 grand, 12 grand. I spent 5 grand to go watch 2 dudes speak on stage. And it's literally like verbatim what I saw on a YouTube video, like on the flight out there. I paid for the flight, the hotel. Like, I paid $5,000 for a day that I spent with a guy to kind of like break things down on a whiteboard. Like, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on mentorship. And guess what? Some of them went nowhere, but I don't feel like I got scammed.
Yeah.
Like, you take one nugget, and even if that nugget is like, oh, that's what I shouldn't do, or shouldn't do that again, or I should vet that person better next time, you learn something.
I was just telling you about like some of the coaches that I've had. Like, as a coach myself, I've hired coaches for my fitness, and I've learned things from them that I want to do, and I've learned things from them that I don't want to do. And those are both wins.
Yeah. And that, dude, and I've hired fitness coaches as a fitness coach because sometimes I don't want to have to think about it either.
It blows my wife's mind when I do that.
Or I want a different perspective on something. Like, dude, throw me a different meal plan than I'm used to eating. And then it turns out it's ground beef and rice and dates. And I'm like, okay, cool, run it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's only so many different things you can eat, only so many different ways you can train. But like, fine, like shoot me a different rep scheme. You know, I had one guy, he's like, yeah, we're going to be doing 1 to 2 working sets. I'm like, that's weird. Never done that before, but it was exciting.
Yeah.
You know, versus me doing like my 3 to 5 sets that I'm used to doing, you know. People don't like to invest in themselves, bro. But when they do and they do it, it's so much better.
Yeah. If you take one thing away from it, like I might not give you perfect results, but if you get closer to your goal, it's worth it.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what I always say. My wife thinks it's weird when I hire fitness people. She's like, you're a fitness coach. Why do you need a coach? I'm like, Tiger Woods has a coach. Kobe Bryant has a coach.
Every NFL player in the freaking game, bro, has like multiple coaches. They probably have a diet coach. They have an offensive coach, a defensive coach. They have a training coach. Like, they probably have all kinds of coaches, you know? Behavior on the field coach.
Yeah.
Don't dance in the end zone.
Right.
Remember that Key and Peele episode?
Yeah.
He's all.
The pumps. We sync their pumps.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, dude. Mentorship, I highly recommend it to anybody, whether if there's anything in life you want to get close to and you realize it's going to take you years to get there, hire a freaking mentor.
Go find the person that's killing it and sign
hmm
up with them.
I don't know about you, but some of my best clients, it's been something that's like, I get the best results from the clients that it hurts for them to pay.
Mhm.
I've had clients just pay me like thousands of dollars at once
Mhm.
for the whole year of coaching,
And they
and I
didn't show up.
never hear from them.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, brother, like that's a lot of money. What are you doing? I'm just busy.
The dude that tells me, bro, I gave you my last dime when I signed up with you. He got ripped.
hmm
You get paid like $7,000 from some business owner that makes $1 million a year and he never shows up. Well, you didn't charge him enough. It didn't sting. But the dude that gave you everything that he had, and we're talking like when I was charging like $700,
Yeah.
like he's like, bro, I gave you everything that I had.
How
And
did that guy's life change after he got ripped?
bro, he got freaking ripped. His mindset was better. He got a better job. Like he taught his brother everything. I think they were twins or they look very similar. He like sent me his brother's transformation. I'm like, damn, look at this guy, bro. You got him ripped. He's like, yeah, bro, I just taught him what you taught me. Sick.
The cool thing about that is you're also affecting so many generations within that family.
Yep. I have a video from a client. He literally said at my mastermind when I had it at my house in San Diego, he said, you are changing generations in my life, bro. Breaking generational curses of like being poor, being alcoholics, going to prison, being overweight. Because like he had experienced all those things. He's like, now, dude, I get to show my kids a better way. He started a business. He started like a steel it was like some steel business, right?
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there. Bro, he did like $250,000 in revenue in his first month.
After he got ripped.
Yeah, but he had to sell his house for the seed capital to do it. Like, that's a level of confidence that he would never have had before figuring out what he was truly capable of.
He probably learned too from just taking a little risk. I mean, it was a big risk at the time for him to spend the last money he could to invest in you. And now he's like learned what taking risks is. I was so risk averse, dude. I did not like taking risks. Dave Ramsey, right? Working in a stable job in the prison, like all these stable things.
That pointed to not taking risk.
Correct. Dude, that's one of my favorite parables. I think it's in Matthew, the parable about the talents, the three people, and the one guy that just goes and hides his talent and doesn't do anything with it. And then what do they end up doing? Giving that to the other guys that went and invested it.
Yeah, and what did they do with the guy that buried the talent? He said, cast him into outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's what they did. He said the kingdom of God is like, and then it was the parable of the talents. And he took from that guy who buried it because he was scared and he wanted to hoard the money, gave it to the dude that had all the bread, the most talents, right? Which if you look up how much a talent is in today's dollars, we're talking like millions of dollars,
Yeah,
right?
like 40 million or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
gave it to him. And then he said, you wicked, slothful servant, cast him out into the outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Dang, bro. Sketch.
I love Matthew.
You got to be a good steward, dog. But think about it, bro. Would you say that the majority of people that are sitting there just living in fear, hoarding their money, and like, this is the other thing too. Christians will confuse complacency and fear with biblical contentment. They're like, well, I'm content with what God gave me. Oh, you think God put you on this earth to go be a freaking janitor for the rest of your life, making $10 an hour, barely being able to feed your family or pay your bills or tithe? You think that's what the all-powerful God of abundance put you on this planet to do was that, bro? I'm just content with what God gave me. You're not trying anything else, bro. You are being the wicked and slothful servant that's just hoarding and burying your talents. Like God, like we're like snowflakes, bro. We're all different. We all have value to provide, right? None of us is like another person. So we can't compare ourselves to other people. No, this is what God has for me. And maybe that is what God has for you, which is fine. But if it's not what God has for you and you're just saying like, oh, I'm just content. No, you're complacent and you're scared and you're given into fear. And that's right where the enemy wants you, bro.
Yeah, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. Faith can have you walking on water, dude. Read the Bible. It's in there. It gets me fired up, dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love this, dude. Because one thing I like about Stand Firm, Act Like Men is like what is a biblical man? And a lot of people think that you have to check your testicles out the door. You know, like
Yep.
it's not saying that you need to, you know, not be able to protect yourself. You're not, you know, doing all these things. It's you got to be able to serve. You got to be able to. What does it say? It's like it's better. I know this isn't the Bible, but it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Like be able to do what you need to do and handle business. But be able to also just be the loving man that you need to be. And a lot of people just think like, oh, well, I'm just going to be loving, but I'm not going to be able to be strong. Or I'm going to be able to protect. I'm just a lover.
But like, what is loving?
Yeah.
Like people think it's an emotion, right? Like they think they need to be pussies and all this stuff. Like, no. Like
doctors are pussies.
So this is not... I got this from the internet, okay? I wanted Melchizedek. Some people are like, well, like, how hard should I, like, push? Hold on, let me see. Okay, my bad. It wasn't Melchizedek. It was Nehemiah. So after the Jewish people returned from exile, Nehemiah led the rebuilding of Jerusalem's walls around 445 BC. Their enemies, primarily whoever, threatened to attack and stop the work. Instead of giving up, Nehemiah had the workers build with one hand and hold a weapon with the other. He stationed guards around the city, and many of the builders carried swords at their side while they worked. Those carrying materials worked with one hand and kept the other free for defense, while trumpeters stood ready to sound the alarm if attack came. That sounds like a biblical man to me, bro. You're going to work and you're going to be about your business and building something, and in the other hand, you got a weapon. Like, that's biblical manhood, bro. We are not supposed to be pussies that are stripped of our nuts.
New gym shirt.
Dog. Like, that's gangster. That's sick. That's in the Bible. I thought it was Melchizedek. I was wrong. Nehemiah.
That is amazing to think about. You just think about like a job site. You got a guy in a hard hat, strapped
with a sword, bro. Or freaking 9 mil. Pow, pow, pow. And he's all hammering nails at the other end. You got the nail gun and the real gun.
Gosh, but that's what it is, dude.
But nobody fights that hard for anything now, bro. Are you kidding me? Like the video that we just saw, the drive-by shooting, and the dad's just like, let the kid run across the street. I would have had one kid under each arm, and my wife, like, I would have freaking horned her with my head under her legs or something like that and gave her a backwards piggyback inside the house. Like, she ran and left the kids behind.
Yeah. Like,
people will not work that hard for what they want, bro. They live in fear. They hoard the little bit that they have. It's a lack of ambition. It's laziness. It's sloth. But they call it contentment. It's gross.
All right. Say you got a dude right now, doesn't like where his life's at. What's he got to do to change it?
Subtraction. Subtract everything from your life that is a distraction. So all the vices, right? Get rid of the alcohol, the weed, the porn. And I don't care if you only have one drink to unwind after work and you smoke a little so that you can sleep better. And the porn is like, it's not that big of a deal. It's only when your wife is out with her girl. Like, dude, stop. Get rid of the alcohol, the weed, the porn, the negative mindset. Get rid of the friends in your life that are holding you down like crabs in a bucket because, what is it? Misery loves company, right? You'll notice, bro, whether you're a firefighter, a cop, a construction worker, a CO, those people, it's some of the most negative environments that you can be around. Some of the best jobs too, right? Like these people have like a decent, steady job that's paying their freaking whatever. It is such a negative environment. Distance yourself from that. Risk. Dude, you got to risk it for the biscuit, bro. Like you have to be able to risk. Where your pocketbook is, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So if you're really serious about something and you want to put your heart into it, and it's going to cost you some money, go ahead and spend the money. And just be a man of your word and stick to what you said. I would start eating cleaner because the way that you fuel your gut and your mind and your cognitive function, your mindset, directly connected. So no more drive-thrus, no more packaged processed foods. Eat whole, clean foods, eat plenty of protein, right? Drink plenty of water, fuel your gut properly. Your mind is going to start working better. Go to the gym. Push yourself in the gym because when you push yourself to physical exhaustion, when you push yourself and you start lifting weights that you didn't think that you could lift, that's going to increase your mindset. And you're going to be like, damn, I can do way more than I thought in the gym. What else can I accomplish in life? Stop looking at money like it's an inherently evil thing. Money is inherently good. Money is inherently good. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, is what the Bible says. So if your heart is in the right spot, you're good. Money is going to provide you opportunity. You can change your life with opportunity. You can spend more time with your wife and kids. You can get them out of the hood, right? People will be like, oh, dog, you sold out, dog. You freaking left the hood. Yeah, I want my wife to be able to go to the gas station and I don't have to worry about like her getting mugged or carjacked or freaking stabbed or raped or anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get your bag up. Don't be one of these Americans that doesn't have $1,000 or $10,000 saved. Okay. So what did I say? Ditch the vices, fuel your mind and body properly, lift in the gym, push yourself physically. It's going to push your mindset. You're going to be able to push in all other areas of your life. Get your bag up. And remember, you play a role in everything. Your marriage is not falling apart because of her, no matter what she is doing. It is a two-way street. You are not your child's friend. You are their parent. Raise them up to where they are going to be a healthy, functioning member of society. I would start there. That's what I would do. And carry a gun because it's your Second Amendment right.
Yeah. Find faith in there somewhere.
Oh, my bad. That's like probably the most important. I just considered that a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget. First and foremost, give your life to Jesus Christ and start getting in the Word and reading the Bible, because that is an instruction manual for your entire life. You will never read something in the Bible and follow what it says and wind up in a worse place than you're at. And we have to remember, we don't ever die. Death is not a real thing, right? Our body dies, but our soul exists forever. When we close our eyes here, we go, and this is coming from people that have had near-death experiences or have actually flatlined, right? And then come back afterwards. They said, when I flatlined, it was like I went out of a dream. Earth was like a dream. My body here was like my dream body, like the clarity and the realness of the afterlife is unimaginable. We do not die. We are eternal beings created by God. If you do not have Jesus Christ in your life, if you do not believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, when you die, you are going to hell. And that is an unfortunate truth for the people that do not believe in Jesus. But absolutely give your life to the Lord, live for him, live in obedience for him, right? Get that locked in, and then go and do everything else that I just said.
Bro, that's 100%. I did that all wrong.
I can't believe I forgot that first.
I did the fitness side, I did everything else, and I actually did it in the order that you talked about. And then I found faith.
Mm-hmm. I just had faith the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, and I had really like started to dive back into it even before any of the, mindset change, fitness, drinking, whatever. But yeah, finding faith is like when any of my clients like tell me they got baptized, they started going back to church, they ask who to listen to, like, or hey, I gave my life to the Lord. I'm like, that is the best transformation that you could possibly make in your entire life. I am more proud of you and happy for you about that than anything else that you're going to tell me.
Oh,
and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I went through the whole weight loss thing. I felt great. My whole life felt like it had changed, but then I still had some kind of emptiness and like purpose wasn't filled. And then I found faith and I realized what it was.
And then now you don't feel like you have a hole that you need to fill.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The only hole, and maybe you can agree with this, that I feel like I need to fill is potential. I feel like my potential is so stinking high and I'm not even close to it.
100%. And you know what's really scary is when people look at you and be like, man, you're crushing it. And you don't feel like you're crushing it at all.
Dog, don't even look at me, bro. Elon Musk doesn't even feel like he's crushing it, bro.
So what's that to say about like, there's going to be things in life that you think once you hit them, you'll be happy and you'll never be happy.
No, it's all vanity.
Not that you won't be happy, but you won't be satisfied.
It's all vanity, bro. Like Solomon said.
I remember when I was living with my dad, and I was like, if I had my own apartment, I'd be good. I get an apartment. You know what? I think if I had my own rental home, I'd be good. I got a rental home. And I was like, you know what? If I bought my own house, I'd be chilling. I bought my own house. And I was like, no, I think I need at least 2,500 square foot. I need 2 stories. And now I'm like, I think I need property. So and I've hit everything that I thought was going to make me happy, and it hasn't. And nothing has brought me happiness like when I found faith.
Yes. However, has your life increasingly gotten better once you hit each one of those milestones and you've
100%.
proved your potential to
Yeah.
yourself?
It's like the guy that first climbed Everest. He's like, he gets to the top. He's like, I've seen peaks up there I've never seen before. I got to go to the next one.
Yep.
You know, so it's like and that's good. You need to always be chasing something else.
Yeah.
Because, I think it's homeboy again from Church of 1122. Joby Martin, he's like, men drive best with a heavy load. They're like a flatbed truck. They drive best with a heavy load. They always got to have something. It's when you don't have anything on your plate, and that's when you go awry, and that's when the devil takes over.
Dudes retire and they die.
Yeah, that's homeboy Myron Golden. He's talking about like how retirement is such a fallacy. You don't see any rich, like wealthy person that ever retires.
They don't stop.
They may have more time because they have, managers now for those businesses, and they can go do some of the things they want, but they're never going to stop.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nope.
dude, that's scary because I was thinking like everybody was telling me, don't leave the prison. You can retire at 51 years old. And then you're good. Like 51, dude, what am I going to do the rest of my life? That's also another 20 years. That was another 20 years when I was going to leave. I was like, I can't do this for another 20 years. I was like, I can look around and see people that are at retirement and they're still staying here because once you retire, your pension is going to be less than what you're making monthly. And then you don't have health insurance. And these guys haven't been taking care of their body for years. Like, and this was their goal to get to retirement. And now they've hit it. And now they don't even want to stop.
Yep. I had the same thought process, bro. I was standing around the tailgate listening to the old guys talk about when they were going to retire and collect their full Social Security and their pension and all that. And the age was like 67 when you get full Social Security. I was 29. And I was like, that's 38 years, bro. That is much longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
I got to do all that again here. There is no freaking way.
For what? To sit and collect a check, and that's the life goals? Hashtag goals?
Sit in a tractor for the rest of my life talking to these guys who are complaining about like how much milk and gas costs, talking about how they cheated on their wife over the weekend and they're going to go drink a bunch of beers and their kids are annoying. Oh, that scared the crap out of me, bro. I was like, nope, that's it. That moment right there, like I will never forget that. Scared the crap out of me. 38 more years to get to 67. There. Think about that.
It's wild.
It's wild, bro.
And now look at you, dude. Like you've been able to help. I don't know how many testimonials or clients you've had, but all those plus exponentially what's beneath them, how much value you're adding on to the world than just creating.
Yeah. And like just my family too, like being able to move my family to the state without even a thought. Like first house we looked at, I'm like, yeah, let's put in an offer. You could do that without money. Yeah, sure. Movers are freaking want 17 grand. Like find someone that's going to charge us 12. All right, cool. Let's go. Like you can't do that without money. Hey, I want a truck. I want something that I can go off-roading with out there and like drive in the snow. And I'm going to buy it. Next day, I'm going to put, 37s on it and tint it. Like you can't do that without money. Like just coming out here, like.
But also you could lose everything and you've had the knowledge now of building it up that you can really only lose it once.
Yeah.
Like you said, you knew someone that was like 9 figures and lost it 3 times and
Multiple
they come
times.
back.
Yeah.
Because they have the knowledge of how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's
you
what
don't lose the knowledge or the experience or the grit, right? The hard times are what produce the grit.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things Alex Ramones just says. Like, it's like entrepreneurship is like a casino, and you can roll as many times as you want until you hit, and people are just afraid to roll.
Yeah. Oh, and then being a business owner, me and my wife saw one of the funniest reels I've ever seen, bro. I wish I could find it. The dude was like, being a business owner is crazy. He's like, 1 week you'll be out there. He's like, you'll be like, cancel the water cooler service in the office. Like we need to sell off some of these trucks, blah, blah, blah. And then like 2 invoices will hit. And he's like, now I'm looking at fancier water coolers. Now I just bought 4 more company trucks and I planned myself a vacation. And he's like, but 3 weeks after that, he's like, I'm like, damn it, who bought all these trucks? Cancel the family vacation. I'm kicking myself because I got this fancy water cooler sitting here. It's like, Like you see the reels or the memes where it's like being a business owner is like 1 week you're like, babe, we can't eat out, and then the next week is like, don't look at the price on vacation. You know, like it's true, bro. It's volatile, dude. Like you when especially social media, like when you're at the mercy of like whether they want people to be able to see your stuff. Because I posted
Yeah.
about peptides, bro, and they throttled my account like crazy. And then I start posting a little bit about the Lord. I think I've lost like 5,000 followers, like just in the last 6 months alone, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to have 4 green check marks on your Instagram to have like full reach. I have 3 yellow warning triangles and 1 green check mark. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I can't go live until July of next year.
Oh,
From a post I posted like a year ago about peptides.
what the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta thin out the herd anyway. It's like if they don't vibe with me because I'm with the Lord, then I probably wouldn't.
And I don't know if that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I posted something like
Yeah.
that, but yeah, my followers have been like dropping, but whatever.
But I also want to attract the right tribe. I don't want to attract someone that's like not gonna vibe with me once they get to my close community and they're like, "You're different. This is who I am."
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Literally on the way over here, I'm listening to a YouTube video about how views don't matter and stuff. And
Yeah.
the guy was getting, get this, he was getting 300,000 views to 1 million views on every YouTube video that he posted. And he was making X, and now he gets like 10 to 40,000 and he's making like 3X or 5X. Like views don't matter, bro.
Yeah.
If you have a ton of followers and like tons of views on everything you're posting and you're like, you're out there for the masses, like you're going to get people that want to put like $100 on like a financing plan. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I've noticed like some of the lower viewed videos that I have, like, and even when my account was smaller, like I get people who are willing to shoot me $5,000 in the DMs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're attracting the right client profile. But if you go to the masses, you're going to get the
Right.
broke people that we talked about that have no freaking money. And they're not, and I'm not talking crap on the fact that they're broke, like, and oh, you can't pay me, but like they're not going to make the changes either. With the
They're
free
not-
information that you're giving them, even if you gave them a free program, it's the mindset. They're not going to make the change.
They're not
So,
broke. They're poor.
they're poor. That's different. Broke is a temporary state of being. Poor is a mindset. Don't be poor. Poor people suck.
It's a difference though. There's a difference between the two. It's a mindset shift.
Broke is a temporary state of being. Poor is a mindset.
There's a whole different vocabulary with like mindset, like business owners versus regular. Like I talked to my next door neighbor and she is just balling. She's from California. She's got like 2 houses, so she's hardly ever here.
Sick.
And I was like, "Yeah, we're going on vacation." And she's like, "You mean a business trip?"
Yep.
We don't ever go on vacations. We only go on business trips.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah.
I would have never thought of
personal
that.
vehicle. What?
Yeah.
That's what's great about owning a business too, bros. You could probably make the same that you're making at your job, but you're gonna take home more because you're not paying 30% in taxes. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I don't pay taxes. Bro. I got a good tax lady. Everything I do is content, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your contact. I need to figure that out.
Yeah, bro. I bought that freaking G-Wagon. It weighed enough, bro. Freaking
Oh,
big
yeah.
old fat ass
Yeah.
tax write off. Yeah. Some people are like, he's all materialistic. It's like I needed it.
Yeah, 6,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And I looked up my wife's van because it was electric. I was like, it's got to be close.
Bro, I bought a whole cow, like $4,000 worth of meat. I made YouTube videos out of it, so we wrote the whole thing off.
Sick.
Yeah, grocery shopping, bro. I mean, hopefully the IRS isn't watching. I don't know how legit
Yeah.
it is, but I'm like, yeah, I freaking filmed my Costco trip.
Yeah.
So it's content. So I'm using it for educational purposes. It's business materials.
Heck yeah.
Let's not get too far into that, but
Yeah. What's next for you, dude?
I don't know. That's another thing that people don't know about me is like, I remember I told you I wanted to be like a farmer and a cowboy, like ever since I was little, you
Mhm.
know? And then my eyes got opened, like partially by Wes and social media to like the whole Miami friggin' lifestyle and the fancy cars and stuff. And then I realized like, oh, you can make a lot of money online. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want to drive like a flatbed first gen Cummins or like a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini or like, I could go buy a Peterbilt and slam it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I could live on a ranch. I'm in downtown Boise and I'm like, dude, those high-rise apartments, like that penthouse would be dope. Like, I am so torn, bro. So torn just by like all the options that are out there, you know? But right now, we're chilling. Me and my wife, we're about to go into a different stage of life where all 3 of my kids are going to be going to school 5 days a week. Bro, we've never had that much time alone together. Like, it's going to be so exciting.
Do you guys not want to do the homeschool thing?
No. We tried that back home. And even with my mom helping and we were only homeschooling 2 kids, it was a lot for my wife. Just psychologically to handle.
Yeah.
But what's cool about the school system out here, so they were going to a private Christian charter school back home, which cost a bunch of money, right? And they would go 2 days a week and then they would homeschool 3 days a week. So it wasn't even full-time homeschool. We get out here, we put our kids in school, like regular school, because they can go, because they're not. And they were way behind. Not because of my wife's homeschool, but because of the curriculum that they were using. So my kids actually had to catch up to the public school curriculum out here. They are learning more and faster than what we were paying a ton of money for back there. And the second we get a whiff of any woke stuff, sure, I'll take 4 hours a day to homeschool the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we'll put them in a private school or
Get
something
a
like
tutor
that.
or something. Yeah.
But it's different out here. And just for my wife's mental health, like we're not going to do that out here right now.
Keep that on the DL. We got enough non-residents.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. But it's going to provide us a ton of time to hang out, grow businesses. Like her and I both have like multiple business ideas that we've kind of been running with. Like her and I are, we launched our marriage thing. Like my wife wrote a book and then the move came. And so we kind of like tabled that for a second, but we're going to resurrect that. I have Vital Asset that I'm working on, which is going to be my offshoot brand for like merchandise, supplements. I've recently started a peptide company, so I'm selling peptides. If you go to myorin.co, you can find peptides that are clean and reasonably priced. Yeah, dude, we've just got a lot of stuff that we've been working on. So nothing specific. Like we're not trying to move again for a couple years.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months to a couple years. Although we get bored fast and we get excited about new opportunities. So who knows? But yeah, what's next? We're just going to have to kind of see where the season takes us. I said at the beginning of the year, I sat down with my buddy Austin and did a podcast, and I talked about the fact that I want this year, probably going into next year too, and for the rest of my life, really, to just be like a net worth focused time. So we're going to be focusing on growing different businesses so that we can have money to put into different investments. We've talked about real estate. We've talked about crypto. Kind of had some wonky experiences with that in the past, but just building up our net worth. That way we can be good stewards, and a wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. I was like, shoot, bro, like I got grandkids that are coming in the next 15 to 20 years probably. So if I want to be a wise man, I better have some bread stacked, some assets. I even thought about buying 3 homes and just sitting on them. And then that way each of my kids has a house by the time they're ready to go.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought about doing something like that later on, like getting a few quadplexes.
Yeah.
Have them like live in one of them, and they can manage their 3.
You go. That'd be even doper.
Yeah.
Yeah. More doors, more moolah, bro. More problems, but property management service, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've always kind of wanted to get to like a rental thing, but more like 4-wheelers and like trailers and just stuff that like would turn quick, and also just a reason so that I could have toys, but also it's not a liability now, it's an asset.
Yeah. You ever see the dudes that do that with like luxury cars?
They'll
have a fleet
I've heard
of
about
like
it, but
Rolls, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and like they can drive them whenever they want, but like they rent them out so that people can take them to like prom and date night and events and stuff.
Smart.
It's genius. I don't know if the market is right out here in Boise.
Yeah.
Like in San Diego or LA, like you could probably print with that. Vegas, they print with that.
I think there's a couple people out here that do it.
There might be, yeah. But I just get to ride in my friends.
Right. Yeah.
One of my homies, he's like 77 years old. He's got a Ferrari, I don't know, a McLaren, I don't know. He's got an Oldsmobile that he's building, and then my other dude who was my neighbor has like a freaking Porsche, the Turbo S whatever thingy, carbon fiber whatever. So I just get to roll in those for right now, and that's plenty of fun.
Yeah, you can. It's like holding a puppy. You know, you can just play with it, and give it back.
Yeah. Because he told me, he's like, yeah, just to get this damn thing serviced, because he bought it out in Scottsdale. He's like, it's $5,000 to haul it down there for a free service, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want that problem right now.
Yeah.
It's only $5,000, but you know. No,
yeah.
But
I'd love to have $1 million tax bill one day. That'd be sweet. That means I'm making
Oh.
a bunch of money.
that's Grant Cardone, bro. He's like,
Yeah.
you want to pay more taxes. I mean, like, I just talked about how I don't really pay taxes, but yeah, dude, you want to pay more taxes because it means you're freaking making more money.
Yeah.
You know,
Then
we'll
you
get there. We'll
and then you
there.
get around people that know how to use the tax code like it's supposed to be used. People are like, oh, tax the rich. You're like, yeah, it's never gonna work because they're never gonna change it because they use the same code.
They already don't pay them, you know? Yeah, yeah.
Sick, dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on and just sharing the wisdom, and I hope a lot of people can take like the biblical wisdom because that's changed my life, and I know it could change theirs too if they actually just take it and like we've known and talked about, the application part of it is a big part. You can take all the education you want, but if you don't apply it, then you might as well not even learn.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, if there's anything that anybody takes from this whole thing, I hope they can take that
Yeah.
because it'll change your eternal life, and that's big.
Right.
The biggest.
Yeah, when you think about like our time here on Earth, like 80 years or whatever, is just such a blip to eternity.
Yeah, Bible calls it a vapor.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Think about a vapor. That's crazy.
We'll have to just make this like a 30-minute session weekly. Just keep people in the word.
That'd be good.
Word.
Word. Alrighty,
All right,
bro.
dog.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.